Hey, hello everybody. Hi. Welcome back. It is a whole new week and I did a lot to my face today. How are you guys doing? I see Krogan Girl first in the chat today. You actually beat out both Quinn Miss and Derigo. You've been dethroned as first in the chat. We've also got Sad Kitten, Chip Mercury, Tiger Man as well. Hi, BTS and Caspian. She hath no name as well. Simiski. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. I know you've been here for a hot second, and there's certain usernames that I do a whole struggle bus with, but I'm still very happy to see you here. How is every look your best look? That's very kind of you to say. I know this looks super weird in this lighting and in this context. I promise it'll look better when it's posted to TikTok, okay? I promise. Also, thank you, Lane Person, who is watching over on YouTube. Yes, you are first on the YouTube side of things, and thank you for all the likes on that stream as well. Oh, yeah, this was a cosplay day, a cosplay that I've actually had planned for a few months now. This has been in the works for a hot second. Ooh, what's this one called? I actually have not quite decided, and I need to decide by, I guess, tomorrow. This is the Valentine's Fae Trap that I am doing in collaboration with Defiant Cupcake, for those of you who know that particular cosplayer. Yeah, let's pull this up a little bit so you guys can see look at these. Aren't these cool? Aren't these fantastic? Oh, looks like I'm wearing armor, doesn't it though? I've been dying to wear this bodysuit because this bodysuit came in a few weeks ago and I've been saving it for this particular collab. So yes, how many ugly seconds has it been in the works? We're not gonna go there. How dare you ask me to math? What is this blasphemy? The Valentine's Day dragon. Yes, with Cupcake. Oh, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much. I had such a great time with this. 3 more girls are piling in the shower. Don't call, you know I can't answer. Getting pussy like Pink Panther. Thank you so much for the follow. That's from Earned Prince. So appreciated. Welcome to the House of Quartz Twitch community. You need a sword, but we've already been slayed. Oh, that's a compliment. That is a compliment. I appreciate that. And I 1000% agree, Orion. Chainmail absolutely should be a social norm for outfits. 1000%. I would love to have some armor myself. It's such a pretty fit. Thank you, Sad Kitten. Thank you, thank you. Still alone, but doing something for Valentine's Day. Yeah. I definitely had that friend group. I may have started that friend group that did the whole like Galentine's thing. We get a big ice cream cake together and like we just dig into it. Didn't even slice it up. We'd all just like grab a spoon and dig into our Valentine's Day cake. It was fantastic. Did I have it custom printed or off the shelf? This is from a shop I found on Etsy. I think it's Candy Cats. I'd never ordered from them before. Forget the sword, you need an axe. That's a different cosplay. That will hopefully be coming up soon at some point, but just to give you guys an idea, I know it's horizontal so you can't see me in full, but I thought this was pretty cool. Like, how awesome is that? How cool is that? Also, Wiggles. I think this looks profoundly amazing. Would love daily use armor. I want daily use armor so bad. You're going to your first concert. That is a great thing to do. That's a fantastic thing to do for yourself for Valentine's. I love that. Very scared? Very scared? Why scared? Oh, Dusk. Hello. It says you aren't the only one wishing for armor to be part of everyday clothing. I know this is a shared desire. I think that a lot of us understand, a lot of us relate to. So much gender envy, so pretty. It was like, this bodysuit has a print in the back. So it looks kind of like a tattoo. And I did up special wings to go with this too. How cool is that? How cool is that? I will probably use this bodysuit for other things as well. Something that I scared of people. What a mood. Yeah, I feel that for sure. Social anxiety, very real struggle bus. And hello, Astrid. So no, I still have yet to get my first tattoo. I have yet to get it. Friends and I did a cozy Valentine's Day, wore pink sweaters, did chocolate fondue. That's so sweet. And yes, Lame Person, this is the long-awaited Fade Trap, so I'll hopefully start releasing some of that content tomorrow. Cupcake already released some content of their Fade Trap as well on their page, and it is absolutely splendid. Splendid. Hell is other people. I know, we really don't need to get sent to hell. God does not need to send us to hell. Some people are already doing that. Bodysuits are excellent, actually. I could live in bodysuits. And the thing is with cosplay and stuff, cosplay is expensive. So there is absolutely nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with taking pieces and reusing them for other stuff. You'll probably see me wear this bodysuit for other things. Like, how could I not? How could I not wear this for something? Like, this is hot. This is sexy. I am living. I'm absolutely living in this. And I really, given how much of a slut I am for compression, like speaking of anxiety, I certainly have had a very real mental health struggle with anxiety. One of the tools that I use daily is compression, compressive wear. And I feel so good. I feel so good living in bodysuits. They're so good. I really honestly should just make my entire wardrobe this. Oh my god. It has thumb holes. Even better. This makes me so happy. Like, oh my god. Yes. Yes. I love this. Plan on spending Valentine's watching anime, playing videos with someone. That sounds great. What's this OC called? All right, so this is what I've been workshopping with her, and I'm feeling something along the lines of like unrequited love. And I almost wanted to call her literally unrequited because it's a fade trap, right? So I'm almost feeling like her fade trap is for people who have issues with longing, people who like basically the trap, you know, that trap where you get like so into somebody but they don't necessarily feel the same way or like you back, but you can't stop. You're just like, I yearn for them so much. I know they don't want me back in that way. So that's like the trap, the Fae Cupid trap of this character, is she's the unrequited longing Fae trap. The bodysuit is stunning. Thank you, Emily. I'm in love. You guys, when I say do things for yourself that make your brain go brrrr, this counts. This counts. The amount of serotonin that I have running through my system right now is absolutely delicious. Let's see, compression, love compression, Lisa Blankies. Yes, I have, aside from compressive clothes, I also have a weighted blanket, and I have a weighted stuffy that you guys have probably seen. You named him McChonk, right? Brain, you guys got a free compression of crowds. Yeah, no, that's just like sensory overload. You'll be spending Valentine's Day at the dentist? Not the cavities I wanted to get filled? Late person. Shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark. I fucking love that audio so much. Thank you very much for that. And also a demon boot for Kill a Maverick. You got it. Here is your boop from little Sir Beelzebub here. My anxiety is chronic, but that ass is iconic. Yee, Brainbur. 52 pounds of weighted blankets. Want a weighted stuffy though. Yeah, we also, I think we have 2 weighted blankets and both are about 25 pounds. Need to start doing Rosie bingo. Well, if you guys want, if somebody in chat wants to start that, you can share it in the Discord server. and make like an actual like format. Right? Dad ass though. Dad ass though. Another reason to just live in bodysuits. A model back in Texas, you say? Hi, Cancer of Greed. Unfortunately, she hath no name, wrong cavities. You've been getting a lot of mileage out of that joke. I love that for you. Unrequited? Yes, unrequited? Quited? Wait, unrequited? Unrequited? Are you sure? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Partner, like, me to tell you your makeup's pretty. Thank you. Thank you very much. And because I literally face painted. This is all white face paint with blush on top of it. So I know it looks a little uncanny valley. More bodysuit is more like booty suit. Yeah, it is. Honestly, one of the top reasons to get bodysuits, wear bodysuits, your butt will look so good. For Rose. Hey! Normalized chainmail bodysuits and cloaks. Oh my, I still want a cloak. I have wanted a cloak since I was about 8 years old, and I was reading the Little House on the Prairie series. And Laura Ingalls Wilder, the person who wrote that series, as far as I know, that's who's listed as the author. She went into great detail to describe their winter outfits and how much work her mom went into making like the cloaks at Christmas time with like the fur muff. The way I wanted a fur muff. I actually sewed one for my Barbies at one point. I wanted a fur cloak and a muff so badly. You have adult money, buy a cloak. Listen, my adult money has gone into other gay shit. This is look, I could get a cloak, or I could get horns. I could get a sword, or I could get a body. Like, choices. Choices. And now I'm also, this year, my goal for this year, okay, my New Year's resolution was to dial back new cosplay items so I could save up tuition money. All right, I have a goal. I have to rein it in. So if I want professional training at some point in the future, the cloak is gonna have to wait. Butt's a weird shape because my back is messed up. Listen, butts are like burgers. They're all beautiful. Got my wife and I nice cloaks from Ren Fair a long time ago. They're great. Oh, I'm jealous. Also, I want to go to Ren Fair this year. I've yet to go to my first Ren Fair. So Scaling Chaos typically does a booth, and as I'm helping Scaling Chaos out with their social media, that would be like the perfect excuse for me to like bop down to a Ren Fair for the first time. What I'm hearing is there should be a crowdfunded sword gift on your wish list. I need swords, I need axes, I need a shield, we're getting there. We're getting there. Get yourself a Technicolor dream coat. That's a very specific reference, and I understood that one. For once. Wear hoodies as much as I can because they're close to cloaks. I mean, a little bit. They definitely don't have the same flair, though. Like, cloaks are dramatic. Love the Laura Ingalls Wilder books. I did too. Pretty sure, I don't know, unrequited love. Either, I'm not sure. For some reason, unrequited doesn't sound right to my brain, but chances are you're correct. Love the Laura Ingalls Wilder books. I read them forwards and backwards. One of my friends actually read them backwards first. But I was quite obsessed with them when I was younger because the Laura Ingalls Wilder series is about prairie living, and I was growing up on the prairies, like random butt-ass nowhere Alberta. Cloaks definitely should never have gone out of fashion. You know a place to get discounted swords. Nice. Love hoodies because it's harder to tell I'm AFAB that way. Valid. Very valid. One of my mutuals, they got top surgery recently, and you can just already tell the way that they seem to just have the world lifted off their shoulders, and they just seem to be like so much brighter and doing better. All of, like, and this surgery was recent, and it takes a while to heal from surgery, but they also struggle with chronic illness, and it's amazing. It's so amazing to see what happens to somebody's health, their overall vibe, their energy, just to see it change. Like, see it go from like struggle bus to like, oh my gosh, I finally got the gender affirming healthcare that I need. And you see the difference. You absolutely see the difference. You're like, this is why, Daniel Smith, pay attention. This is why it's important not to fuck with people's healthcare. You can't take the hobbits to Isengard without a proper cloak. Oh my goodness, I should have made taking the hobbits to Isengard a channel redeem over here. Need a shield maiden to hold the shield, and a scabbard for the sword, and an entire entourage of elvish subjects to carry you through the streets. I mean, that's, yeah, it sounds like something out of The Witcher, and I'm okay with that. I just make my own sword? That's ambitious. For sure. Lunified has very lovely cloaks that you also use for cold weather. Well, the one character, there's like a winter elf character that I'm working on that also comes with a dragon, by the way. So I'm actually hoping to get some kind of a cloak or fur shoulder accessory at some point. Look up badger blades. They come to Casey Ren Fair, pretty decent prices. Casey, I'm guessing that's in the States. It should. Definitely. We'll have to add it to the entire, the whole roster there. That sounds like a plan. Burrow for shoot. That is okay. That is okay. I will get my own swords at some point in the future. How near in the future, I can't say. But yeah, just overall, it's been, my whole day was dedicated to this. Like, I got up early this morning. I was so excited. The way that my brain lights up for this stuff. Kansas City. That's Kansas. I'm in Canada. That's a little far. Only things I'm missing are the metal quenching oil and container for quenching oil. Have everything else. So are you just like building up towards being a blacksmith? Some point hopefully have some armor. Hi Quinn Miss. Yes, actually I need to double check on that. Because I was sent like a scale shoulder armor thing off of my throne wish list. And I feel like that should be here. I feel like that should be here by now. It's taken a hot second, so I probably should just check in with Throne and be like, yay! Where's my shoulder armor thingy? Where is it? Yeah, Canada. Unhelpfully. Kansas City is unhelpfully in Missouri. Shouldn't it be Kansas City be in Kansas? No, Canada does allow swords. I'm just saying that it's over in the States. It's a little less accessible. I'm gonna have to pay the import fee. Can start building it for blacksmithing. Second, I feel like you have just, are you ADHD? Because if I'm remembering correctly, you have kind of like a plethora of interests you're investing in. Would pay copious amounts of money to see Rosie in full plate armor. I want full plate armor. I really do. I just yes, need it so badly. There's a cosplay group of girls that are pretty popular on TikTok, Insta, YouTube, and they always have like very elaborate new sets, including armor and beautiful photo shoots and whatnot. And I'm like, I would kill for your budget and also sewing skills, because I know like a couple of them also make those elaborate costumes from scratch. I'm like, the skill, I envy your skill set and also probably your money, because the only way that you can have a high turnover point of content like that is if you've got some funding for it. I'm just like, damn! Whoa! Oh my goodness. Thank you, anonymous gifter, for the 10 gift subs. Wow. I feel like that warrants a thank you. A little thank you boop to you over here. Thank you so very much for that. Also, what happened to my one camera? There we go. Wow, that is so very thoughtful of you. Thank you. It would be better to ask who here doesn't have ADHD. That's fair. That is very fair. Yeah, indeed. Good soup. Good soup. Collect hobbies like they're Pokemon. Yeah, gotta catch them all. One of my favorite memes right now is that whole like, did you get... Do it like pro. Hey, thank you. Hello, hello. It looks like we have a hype train going on. Thank you, Queen Miss, for the gift sub, and Aimless Corsair for the resubscription for 2 months. That is just so very thoughtful. Thank you guys very much for... That is a level 4 hype train. That's a whole... How cool is that? What a great start to our stream here today. I appreciate that so much. Well, thank you for those who are watching on YouTube. We just had one of the Twitch hype trains start up. For those who may not know what that is, it's about transferring what is considered a weapon across federal lines. Went to a Canadian game and anime convention once, brought a sword, getting it back was hell too. Yes, also that it's kind of easier just to get, if you're getting like a prop weapon or something, it's better to get it in your country of origin rather than trying to get it over. Thank you, Karma Jockey. Much appreciated. Yeah, sometimes Spirit of Halloween has some as well. Yeah. Hobbies I've gone through might be a bit of a problem. Amazon does sell cloaks. Yes, I have window shop there. But when it comes to cloaks, I've wanted to find like a shop to support for that. I feel like when I get my first cloak, it needs to be something like handcrafted. Something that somebody really put thought into, cuz cloaks, I do believe in like a little bit of magic in this life, and I think cloaks are, if anything, if any kind of fashion clothing has magic to it, cloaks do. There's something about cloaks that's otherworldly, and I don't know, it acts like a ward almost. I don't know, there's just something about cloaks that's next level sorcery stuff. Also wizard vibes. So yeah, when I get my first cloak, I want it to have been made with intent. It needs to be quality. But yeah, as I was saying, like with all the different hobbies and interests and whatnot, there was a meme that popped up that was just like, did you guys get science and math autism, or did you get expensive hobby autism? Could always go the foam weapon route until monies. Yeah, the thing is, I don't really make my own props because I don't have the setup for it in this house. We have an itty bitty little garage, and it fits the car, so I don't have a workshop or anything like that to make cosplay stuff in. Hey, Dinner and a Game. Hello, welcome. You came in right in a hype train. Welcome. Got a little bit of both. Definitely got expensive hobby ADHD. Yeah, I don't know if you guys listen. I had to take my expensive hobby and turn it into my full-time job. It's the only way we could survive this. It's the only way we make this work. Listen, you're supposed to have space to make things, technically. Yes. Also, when it comes to certain types of materials that if you're prepping it, working with it, you need to be in a well-ventilated space, or else you're going to possibly poison yourself. and I don't know if you've seen the de-influencers on TikTok, because there's a certain type of content where it's very aesthetically pleasing to look at. You see it and you're like, oh, that's so satisfying. Oh, I wish my house looked like this. I wish it was this well organized. But when you actually break it down or you try to emulate it, it's very expensive and useless and wasteful. And it's that type of content where they often do like hauls. You'll see organizational units, ice trays. Ice trays are a big one, where they just do like 1,000,001 different types of ice, and they have a whole fridge just for different types of ice. And it looks great, but then you're just like, who can afford this? Do that. Do it like pro. Hey, thank you so very much, Leah Wolf, for 16 months. That's amazing. Thank you for continuing to support my content and hyping up our train just a little bit further. Sacrifices must be made. Not if it means that not if it means that you poison yourself with like the chemicals and such. And thank you. That is our hype train. We have a successful hype train here today. That's so appreciated. You guys just, you make my brain go brrr. Expensive hobby. ADHD can spiral out of control real quick. Once I actually noticed this in myself, this tendency to just pursue serotonin into hobby after hobby after hobby. And I've had to forcibly stop myself from taking up new hobbies at this point, because I was like, I will never have a retirement fund at any point in my life if this keeps up. Like this, we need to make better financial decisions. So we need to get serotonin from something other than picking up a new hobby every couple weeks. We need to do this. Oh, thank you for the cheers dinner in a game. Indeed, all praise dark pastel mistress of evil cuteness. Yeah, this look today, just mwah, I am so pleased with it. Like, yes. 3 more girls are piling in the shower. Don't call, you know I can't answer. Getting pussy like pink. Calreth, thank you so much for the follow. Much appreciated. Welcome to the House of Quartz Twitch community. You have to get into welding as well. Have a kit but never used it. Damn. Yep, sad kitten. You actually are Pokemoning your hobbies. Retire in this economy? Listen, my retirement fund, I'm realistic. My retirement fund will basically be to pay my rent while I keep working until death. It made rocket candy outside, melted down aluminum cans outside. Well, at least it was well ventilated, but you've got like some like Instagram, TikTok influencers who are doing the restock vids, the haul vids. Some of them have been doing cleaning ones. And I saw this one where she made like a lasagna out of cleaning products. One of the most useless things I've ever seen. But she laid down sponges in a layer of dish soap and then like layered more dish soap on top of the sponges. And then she poured bleach in there. And then she poured, like, she actually took, like, Comet, the bathtub scrub, sprinkled that in there like it was Parmesan cheese. And then she took that cleaner for toilet bowls, that blue stuff, she just squirted that on top. She did another layer of sponges and just kept layering different types of cleaners. Like, each of those cleaners has a specific purpose. Like, what is the point of putting all those cleaners together? That's dumb. It was I'm watching her do this. Like, are you trying to gas yourself? Are you trying? What are you doing? Also, hello, Phantom Hive. Yeah, no, just when it comes to certain types of things, you need to make sure that you're not mixing them and you're in a well-ventilated area. One of the reasons I do not craft my own shit is because I'm good at some things. Chemicals are not one of them. I had to have a tutor for high school chemistry. Chemical equations don't make sense to me, and chances are I probably would end up gassing/poisoning myself if I tried to make my own stuff. Yeah, the Tide Pod upgrade. No, this was well beyond the Tide Pod, okay? The Tide Pod is just a little missile, where what this woman did was an atom bomb. Whole other level. And caught another stream. Yes, welcome back, Midnight Nico. Not just gas yourself, mix wrong chemicals, you have a big boom. Yeah, you ever accidentally MacGyver yourself into the afterlife? Yeah, it's just making homemade chlorine gas. You're just gonna end up passing out. And that is why you should not mix your cleaning products like that. Just don't do that. And one of the things another one did, she was organizing her laundry. So she would take glass organizational jars, pour the cleaning product into that jar, and then so she made everything look really pretty. But the thing is, you really shouldn't be doing that because it's not proper storage / sealant for chemicals. And number two, you want to keep your cleaning chemicals, your laundry detergent, you want to keep all of that in its original packaging because it has the warning labels on it. So let's say you end up gassing yourself by accident. Let's say you have a kid, your kid, because like the locks, those glass jars are not child-proofed. So let's say like some mom sees this aesthetic thing on TikTok and she goes, oh my gosh, I want my laundry room to look like that. She goes and pours out her cleaning stuff into glass containers, and then her kid drinks it, and now she doesn't have the container that says who to call or what to do. Like, what's the protocol for ingesting that chemical? Like, no, those like cleaning products come with a cap, a safety cap. Do not go putting your cleaning products in another container, even if it looks aesthetic. All right, you do not want to aesthetic yourself into the next life. Please do not. This is a fast track to a Darwin Award. Yeah, do not mix ammonia and bleach. And yes, like layperson says, rule of thumb, don't combine bleach, ammonia, or vinegar with each other. Yeah, Wemyss exists for a reason. Sad spice. Oh no. I was scrolling through hundreds of people I follow on TikTok for the one who had chainmail chest piece they're using for regular day outfits. Yeah, that sounds cool. Did that with just laundry detergent before. My roommate called it forbidden jello. The vibration of dryer made the glass explode. Lesson learned. Well, thank you for sharing that, Krogan girl. I didn't even realize. The lame person just followed that up. Yeah, with glass also shatters easily. Glass is not an appropriate container for your detergents, for your cleaning products, for your chemicals. Please keep that stuff in the container. I know it looks garish. I know it looks cheap. I know the original bottles don't look great, but you can hopefully, like, if they bother you that much, store them out of sight. Okay, put them somewhere where you don't have to see them. You don't need to have all of your chemicals aesthetically lined up out in the open. All right, you don't need to do that. It's performative. It's literally just performative something. It's not self-care. It's not doing good things for you. It's compromising your safety. You don't need to be performatively aesthetic with your home house cleaning products. I'm gonna do a posture check. It was a mess. Oh God. Like this, yeah, it's workplace 101 safety, right? And a general, like a really good rule of thumb is that if it would violate OSHA or Wemyss in your workplace, you probably should not do it in your house. One of my favorite like little Darwin Award stories, because like my family used to have a couple of the Darwin Award books, and there was a story. This guy did not eat himself. It was just like a funny little side story. But this guy in Florida, he was going to go catching snakes with his buddy at night. And I guess what they would do is the one guy would drive the car while the other would sit on the hood with a net and just scoop snakes off the road. Which I think would be hilarious. Like if you're a snake just going about your little danger noodle business and then suddenly somebody just like yoinks you into the sky. That just Imagine you have no legs. You were just a single unit of muscle just going about your business, and suddenly whoop up into the sky. That would be so abrupt. Oh, we have another hydrate. Thank you very much. Right? Danger Noodle, alien abduction, snake. Holy balls, I could fly. Used to love those books when I was a kid. I was a morbid kid. Yeah, Darwin Awards and Ripley's Believe It or Not, I love those. I just consumed so much of that content. Yeah, right? OSHA has entered the chat. And hi, Karenix. Did it for Burr because overstimulation. Yeah, it's, and thank you for sharing, because sometimes we do dumb shit because we see it, we're emulating something, whatever else. I did dumb shit. I used to be one of the, what do they call them, oily girlies. I used to be very big into essential oils, not quite to the MLM level, but I was very, very into them, and I did absolutely burn myself with peppermint oil several times, not just once. But in this story, funnily enough, the guy did not get injured from the snake catching endeavor itself. He didn't fall off the car or anything like that. No, before he managed to even get on the hood of the car, he decided to go back into the house and retrieve the bug spray, which is smart because Florida, at night, you're probably going to get eaten alive if you're not wearing bug spray. So he goes back into the house, but he didn't turn the light on. So as he went running through like the chemicals, he just grabs the first spray can he sees that has the word off written on it. So he goes out and he starts spraying his legs down, and the next thing he knows he has to run screaming into the swamp water to save the skin on his legs, because this man had grabbed off oven cleaner and sprayed down his legs. Hello, No Will, No Way. Hi. Oh yes, 1,000 Ways to Die. I used to play, because I had the Dumb Ways to Die app. I used to play that in religion class. Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die. In Florida, you'll get eaten with or without bug spray, just by different things. That's a fair point. Most countries have a phone number if you ingest, handle a dangerous chemical. Yeah, my brother and his friends spraying Axe on their bare chest and lighting it on fire. And are they okay? Did they like permanently expunge their chest's ability to grow hair? I tried it with their shirts on and almost melted the plastic from the shirts onto themselves. Oh god. Oh god. Now that was a great game. I love that game. I mean, the oven cleaner would take, yeah, that's what happens is his skin started to peel. Florida man strikes again. Even with bug spray, you got to be careful spraying it in the house because pets and people. Yep, you kind of want to do that outside. Spray yourself down out there. I was hoping to get, like, speaking of bug spray, I got a stash and I got this really nice bug deterrent that's in lotion form and it smells so good. I really didn't get to use it this past summer because I'm in Alberta and Alberta was on fire, so we really didn't spend much time outdoors at all because it was just constant back-to-back air quality warnings. You could see the ash in the air almost every single day. So has nom noms good. Oven cleaner is meant to be rough, thus will burn. Yeah, oven cleaner was basically the guy was stripping his own skin. Yeah, it's not great. You gotta be careful. You saw it from Ohio. Yeah, I was, let's see, over the summer, because I was in Alberta. I went on a trip to Detroit to meet some friends, and there was smoke in Detroit. I came back to Toronto. There was smoke in Toronto. Came back to Alberta. Alberta was still on fire. A forbidden stripper. Listen, the way that the world is going right now with all the anti-spice legislation that they're trying to pass in the States right now, I saw there was actually a strip club that managed to block a bill that would ban strip clubs. Conservatives literally will not leave it alone. The way, like, so many strip clubs are out of the way, they're not bothering anybody, and yet conservatives still keep taking it personally, and they can't stop. They literally cannot stop LARPing as soldiers of God, where they're like, we need to make the world a better place in God's name, and therefore your income and your job needs to go. It literally cannot leave people alone who are just living their lives and want to get paid. It's just like, can you stop? Can you literally just, like, if your religion is making you step into other people's personal space and it's compromising other people's income, you're going too far and you need to stop. That's too much. Like, literally stay in your church. Stay in your church and sing your little hymns, okay? Like, stop. And I was very happy to hear. I was very happy to hear that those SWs were able to block that bill. They were able to retain their jobs, but they shouldn't have to live with that type of stress. Like, could you imagine going to your job and then there's people protesting your job and trying to get your job outlawed? You know how, like, think about how stressful that would be. It's just your job, and there's a whole group of people out there who take your job personally and take it all the way to legislation to try to prevent you from working. Conservatives are the biggest hypocrites because they frequent those places the most, and that's what's really funny about it. They really are the biggest hypocrites. Conservatives spend by far the most money on spicy content and spicy workers, but they will never admit it. They have to get caught with it. Rules for thee, but not for me. Once the church starts paying taxes, they should keep in their own lane. No, for real. For real. Tell my overly religious acquaintances to mind their own easel and don't use their paintbrush on my painting. That's actually a nice way to put it. I do. Yeah, the problem is they don't just hate the jobs, they hate the people who do them as well. Or they'll have that, like, I love the sinner, but I hate the sin complex. And you're like, shove it up somewhere. Very choice. Speaking of cavities, favorite was the one trying to require chaplains or similar into schools. I saw that, the Satanic Temple. There was a representative from the Satanic Temple who showed up because they were like, we need to put chaplains in schools. And the Satanic Temple showed up and was like, hey, we have chaplains. So if you're going to put Christian chaplains in the schools, well, the Satanic Temple is more than willing to send some satanic priests out to work with the kids as well. I was like, the way that everyone in the courtroom looked so uncomfortable. It was delicious. It was so satisfying. And I was like, that's right. Rot in it. You sit there and squirm because that's right. If you get to have your weird little religious leaders in schools, so does everybody else. So does everyone else. I know the bill having no requirements for being a chaplain just passes a background check. I was like, you guys really are not subtle about trying to let child predators back into having access to kids. That's all that is. And I attended a private Christian high school. So my school did have a chaplain, and I'm telling you right now, you don't want chaplains working with your kids. They're weird guys. Even if they're not like the predator type of weird guy, chaplains are weird guys, especially the ones that work with kids. Because here's the thing, everybody will be like, well, they're well-intentioned and they want to work with kids. If they really were well-intentioned and wanted to work with kids, they would have gone a professional route to do so. They would have become a teacher, a doctor, a nurse, a support worker. They would not have become a chaplain because a chaplain has no real training and no oversight. A chaplain is just unrestricted access to somebody else's kids in the name of religion. That's not safe. That's not a safe person. And that has become a hill I'll die on, is being a pastor and a chaplain's not a real job. They do not have adequate oversight or training. They should not be working alone with kids. They should not. There is literally no reason for that. If you want your kid to have religious exposure of some kind, take them to a church service where they're in public and you're sitting next to them at all times. Your child does not need to have one-on-one time with chaplains in a school setting for your child to have any kind of religious exposure to something. Be with your kids. I'm telling you this right now as a pastor's daughter. Don't leave your kids alone with pastors or chaplains or church elders. Don't do it. Your kids should be getting guidance or whatever else from people who are trained and licensed, because at least there's some oversight and you can report them if something goes wrong. You can't report a chaplain and expect there to be any kind of real recourse. The only safe children's minister was Mr. Rogers. Okay, maybe an exception there. Maybe. They shouldn't even be alone with adults. No, like, the way that chaplains had such a free pass to have access to kids. And like all of the chaplains, because in the school system that I was in, from elementary school all the way up to university, and even at the university level, every single chaplain was such a weird person. And there were actually a couple of women as well, and they were also just odd. Like, you ever meet somebody, because I know I'm odd, I'm a little eccentric, clearly, but these are the type of people that don't do this, and you still, like, you clock them as weird. They're emulating, they've got that Stepford wife, Uncanny Valley aura to them, and there's something off about it. And the chaplain that worked at my school, the main guy, when I say he was weird, he was very, 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 very weird, and he often shared way too much personal medical information with high schoolers. And we're talking intimate personal health details, like his vasectomy. But even worse, he would share his wife's personal medical information with the class. The one that really comes to mind is we're just there trying to survive grade 12 religion class. And out of nowhere, this man, I was kind of zoning out. I zoned back in when I heard, "My son has a head like Sputnik." And I was like, excuse me? He's like, "Yeah, my son has a head like Sputnik." And essentially, the implication of that is that when his son was on the way out, he got stuck. And they by that time, it was too late to do a C-section, because he's there at the entrance, but his head's too big and it's not getting any bigger. So they had to get him out. He went into detail. This chaplain who has been left alone with all these high schoolers is telling us in intimate detail about his wife getting his son's head stuck in that exit and how exactly it was split open forcibly. And by the time he finished describing that, I had slid under my desk. I was just peeking, like, here's the desk. I was just peeking out in horror at this point. I was losing my whole mind. I was not okay. Don't like that. I'm just giving you guys the cliff notes of this. I'm not telling you the details. I couldn't tell you, Lexa, because I've never seen SpongeBob. I've never actually watched SpongeBob. So he's telling this story, and then he also had the audacity to share with us, a class of about 50 students, that because his wife had to be forcibly split open to get this child out, that it was no longer as pleasurable of an experience for him to have intercourse with her, because it never went back to the same size. And that is information we all have to live with. So when I saw that bill where they were like, let's put chaplains, let's put pastors in the schools, I was like, could you not? How about don't? because these weird men have no problem sharing very personal, traumatizing medical information of their family members and themselves with minors. Yeah. Yeah. It was awful. And I was like, does your wife know? Does your wife know you're sharing her personal medical information to a room full of minors? Does she know about this? But then again, she's in a good Christian marriage and he gets to decide what happens. So technically her body is his body and he gets to share whatever about her body because it's his body to whomever he pleases. Yeah, sounds like he was such a weird guy. Like, he was kind of short and muscly, but in a thin way. So the muscles didn't really like smoothly transition. It would be like a bulge, stringiness. Like, it was a very odd amalgamation of a person. And then his eyeballs were like always protruding. Everywhere he went, his eyeballs hit the room 5 seconds before he did. It was a very odd experience. What grade? This was grade 12. So don't like this. What's the cosplay tonight? Evil Valentine's Fae. Here for Demon Rosie? Yeah, we're doing a very special cosplay today. I was filming most of the afternoon with this. So Popeye, basically, yeah. Sounds like an alien. He looked like an alien. When I don't know if you guys have seen Deep Space Nine, but in that show there's a Klingon that he's like the leader of the Klingons in that particular part of Star Trek, and his eyes, whatever they did, like, it's not, he's eyes. All of that makeup, yet you still see those eyes first. They haunt me. Cupid's wicked sister, yeah. The fact his takeaway from his wife going through the awful event was, but it's not pleasurable to me. Yeah, my guess is she didn't get the husband stitch. Which surprises me. He gave the vibe. He very much gave the energy of somebody who would have, like, gone to the doctor and been like, so, husband stitch, right? Galron! That's who it is. I love how at least one person in this chat knew exactly exactly who I was talking about. So if you guys want to visualize this chaplain's eyeballs, Google Gowron Star Trek, and that's your exact visual for this man's face, and you will be distressed. A very family focused man. His sister and mom must have loved brushing his bald spot. Just couldn't remember the name. Yeah, glory to you and your house. We just finished. Jordan and I just finished Deep Space Nine last night, the whole series. So that means Jordan and I have watched, let's see, Star Trek Next Generation and all of DS9 together. So yeah, why did Christians turn a bad thing that happening to someone else to something about them? I don't know. And that's the thing with pastors as well. I have yet to meet a pastor who actually respected people's personal information. The way that pastors are so comfortable using, like, taking your life, your story, and turning it into monetized content for themselves. Voyager up next? Maybe. It might be. Jordan mentioned wanting to watch Fleabag on Amazon Prime. Watch Stargate. I love Stargate. I grew up watching Stargate because reasons being Richard Dean Anderson. Have I seen the original Star Trek yet? No, but I probably should. We really should just, like, go back to the beginning, watch the original Star Trek. DS9 had a throwback episode that was really cool, actually. So yeah, no, my family did consider, like, I wasn't allowed to watch Sailor Moon. We had MacGyver. Every last season of MacGyver, I have seen every episode of MacGyver at least 4 times each. We watched MacGyver religiously. We even got MacGyver on DVD as Christmas presents. That tells you anything about my household. And also might have contributed to how I ended up in a survivalist wilderness university degree. Yeah, I haven't seen any of Sailor Moon either. The Riz, though. The mullet, though. Remember that TOS is very progressive for its time, but still a product of the 60s. Yeah, and I think Star Trek has always been pretty progressive. A lot of Star Trek was pretty based, actually. Let's see here. Amanda Tapping, though. Also Amanda Tapping, yes. Amanda Tapping, I think she was in something called Sanctuary, which is also pretty good, but pretty niche sci-fi, I believe. Yeah, yes. Also, how I ended up being chased by a bear. Oh, good to know I wasn't alone in the MacGyver crush thing. Okay. Magnum PI. Didn't see Magnum PI. Pastors are the medieval version of motivational coaches. So, yeah, makes sense. It makes sense. And you'll notice, like, I even as a pastor's kid, at some point it started to really bother me just because my parent would use our family as sermon illustrations and talk about us on stage to his audience. And I remember being like, you know what, this makes me really uncomfortable. And I went to him and I was like, hey, I don't want you mentioning me in your sermons anymore. I don't want you using me in your sermons. And I was fully expecting. I was naive enough to expect that when I said this makes me uncomfortable, he would stop doing it and be like, oh, of course. And he was so put off. What actually happened was him being very grumpy with me and did not respect it at all. I had the conversation with him several times and he still at no point got it through his head that what I was asking was actually very valid and him using my life as monetized content was not appropriate if I was uncomfortable with it. Hello, Rainbow Octavian. Hello. Oh, so somebody else saw Sanctuary. Yeah, Sanctuary was about when I started to admit to myself that I was into women. Yeah. Very, very niche content. Yeah, old sitcoms. Also, it was MacGyver and what was that one? It was MASH. MASH. I saw a lot of MASH, and I definitely also had a crush on Alan Alda. For sure. What pizza order? Sushi pizza. Did he say the next Sunday? It would be Saturday. I grew up Seventh-day Adventist. So, Seventh-day Adventists basically think that if you worship on Sunday, go die in a pit somewhere. Watched all of Sanctuary as well. Yeah. I never saw Hogan's Heroes. I have a need for that bodysuit. Yeah, it's a good bodysuit. Yeah, MASH was so good. I really enjoyed MASH. Felt like a celebrity in church as a small child. So weird having your dad just talk about you nonstop in front of the whole room. No, it's weird and it's deeply uncomfortable. It is deeply, deeply uncomfortable. Your dad did that when you were in Boy Scouts and he was troop leader. Never asked him to stop because I didn't start learning to stand up for myself till after I left Boy Scouts. Isn't that just, there's so many parents out there who don't actually listen when their kids express emotional distress about their parents' behavior. And they're just like, no, I'm entitled to do this. You're the weird one for being distressed about it. And that was very much the vibe I got, is that it was my discomfort with him sharing my personal information, my life to his audience was a me problem. Bought seasons of shows instead of having cable. Yeah, back in the day, you used to get that stuff on DVD. And yeah, no, it's it sucks. It can absolutely really suck and feel very violating. To have your parents turn you into monetized content, and I thought that was bad. And but then I saw the family vlogger channels. So even before we started having people really seriously criticize family vlogging, I've always been deeply uncomfortable with family vlogging from the start. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh. It sat so terribly with me because I was like, having my personal life put on blast to an audience of 50 to 250 people in your parents' church, That sucks, but having your life put on blast to possibly millions? I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine growing up and then finding out like your childhood is on YouTube. Hi, Derigo. Hello. You felt like an object or symbol. Yeah, I definitely went back and I picked up some literature because the Adventist Church has what's called the Adventist bookstore. And I was curious as I started to deconstruct. So a friend and I, we went through the Adventist bookstore and we started picking up basically theology training stuff, things they give pastors to be about how they deal with their congregation, like what are the social protocols and stuff. And it was distressing. It was really, really, really distressing, especially when they talk about things like targeting. The one book I have, they specifically say to target POC areas that are experiencing higher levels of poverty and lower income because they're more susceptible to the ideology. So yes, pastors do get taught to be predatory in that way, to literally find those people and intentionally target them with that religion. Another one, it was about the pastor's kids and basically how you need to make sure your pastors, like your kid, if you're a pastor, your kids need to behave in a certain way so that you sell the product, so that the church, you put on a front for the church so they are more likely to buy into it. It's essentially the instruction manual on how to turn your kids into a living commercial for the church. Allowed to monetize yourself, not others, damn it. You know, I really wish that kids in North America had some legislation that prevented parents from putting them on the internet. There's a lot of people are just, first season of MASH, after that loved it. Yeah, Alan Aldo is just, yeah. So, like, Alan Aldo was a very, like, black cat boyfriend material. Yeah, PK family portraits, indeed. Churches and MLM confirmed. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Monetizing sounds like sugar-free pimping. There's so many people. There's so many people who take issue with spicy content that is done by consenting adults who are intentionally choosing to be there and do that labor. It's like, could you stop? Could you stop getting on everyone's ass who's in this industry and start focusing on things like, I don't know, parents putting their children on the internet as monetized content? Maybe, like, stop being worried about trafficking with consensual workers and start actually looking at real trafficking, which is family vlogs. In my opinion, that is very much its own form of trafficking. One of like the most distressing ones I saw, it was this mom coaching her twin daughters to be skincare influencers. I cannot begin to say how distressing it was to hear a little girl, she's probably like 5, go, "Oh my God, guys, look at this. I was so excited to get this product. I'm obsessed." Hearing that come out of a 5-year-old, that's literally, that it's like seeing a cryptid at night. It's like making eye contact with Slender Man at 2 a.m. There's something bone chilling about a 5-year-old being like, "Oh my God, I'm obsessed with this product, guys." First, a 5-year-old doesn't need a skincare routine. What are you doing? You just put sunscreen on them when you're outside. They don't need a skincare routine. Prevent most folks from being on the net, but that's just me yelling at the cloud. Yeah, fair. It's cognitive dissonance. Same with child pageants. Oh my God. Child pageants, at least in my opinion, those are straight up child abuse. And if I had any kind of political say, they'd be gone so fast. Those are so dangerous. And I know, like, some of that view can sound very conservative, but I think you do still need to have a sense of grounded reality when it comes to the cognitive development of a fresh human. Slenderman is less creepy than a 6-year-old being like, oh my god, guys, welcome to my skincare haul. Why does a 5-year-old have a skincare haul? Yeah, no. No. And like one of the reasons, like I don't actually do hauls in my content. I don't do things where I'm like, the only time I've ever done a haul, it was because a store had a sale where it was like $50. Here's a bag, and you fill the bag with as much costuming as possible. And so that was for a very specific place where I was like, hey guys, look what all came in this bag, because it was like a fun thrifting thing. Where I actually like saved money and stuff got used. Like if it's not a Shein haul, right? I don't do hauls in my content because I think it's incredibly irresponsible and wasteful to do that. I feel like Slenderman would have great skincare. You know what? Actually, that's a great point. I think that Slenderman skincare is probably on the next level. Scares people. What? Oh my gosh. Little terror, huh? Wish I could do a Warhammer haul. different type of haul. Yeah. There's I actually still can't believe, like, with all of the information out there where we know that HelloFresh, for example, is a little sus when it comes to how they treat their workers. We know Shein allegedly, and same with Fresh, allegedly, but like we know that Shein allegedly in Minecraft is a whole nightmare of a situation, and people are still being like, here's my Shein haul, guys. Like, what are you doing? Supporting this. Like, people would be like, well, it's the only way it's affordable. Have you checked your local thrift store first before you did this? I know that wherever you live, unless you're out in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, you have at least 3 thrift stores within a 10-minute drive of you. Did you go there? Did you find clothes? Because I guarantee you, you could, for the same amount of money, probably gotten even more clothes if it's about saving money. What are you doing? Have you heard about tweens destroying the drunk elephant testers in Sephora's skincare section? Yeah, I was watching a couple of deep dives about that, and we've got tweens and teens who are putting retinol on their face. That's not good. That is the way that the next generation is going to prematurely age themselves. Because the whole point is you've got kids who are now terrified of aging. We're basically teaching kids to be neurotic about aging and any signs of aging. And unfortunately, now that they're neurotic about it, they're doing things that will actually age their skin faster and cause profound skincare damage at a young age. So they're going to be neurotic about it and obsessive about it, but they're also doing behavior that it's going to be this anxious, repetitive cycle. Yeah, and the only people who win in that scenario are the skincare companies, as you compulsively buy more and more and more skincare to try to address the thing that you're afraid of happening to your face. This is important. If you're looking for clothes, don't look in soup. I'm at soup! Only thrift store near me is the Goodwill. Refuse to support that shit organization. Yeah, for me it's Salvation Army as well. Yes, fair enough. There are certain thrift stores where you're like, no. There's also consignment stores as well. There's Facebook groups dedicated to clothes sharing. You can also, instead of a Shein haul, you can call up your friends and say, hey guys, let's have a clothing swap. Share out your clothes. I do that with my cosplay friends. I've whatever wigs and costumes, jewelry and stuff I no longer have a use for. I put it somewhere, I stash it up, and then we all get together once a year or so with our stash of clothes, and we let each other rummage through, and we switch out wardrobes. Yeah, modern white lead makeup. Mm-hmm. The parent that buys their children skincare products needs to do research. Those products are not for their skin. No, 1000%. Yeah, Salvation Army is the only one in my town. Gross. Gross, gross. A TikTok today about a woman who had to deal with their 11-year-old daughter getting Botox at a spa day themed sleepover. Oh my god. Oh god. Jesus, the 90s kids really were like the last bastion of maybe normal childhood. Yeah, don't really need to worry about skin troubles till puberty, and even then you need to research on what's okay. You want to talk to your professionals, and unfortunately, like, these teens and tweens are watching like these influencers, these skincare and makeup influencers who are like at least a decade, usually 6 years to a decade older than they are, and so it's like a whole different skincare routine. And that's kind of another thing where I'm just, adults, parents really need to become more responsible about what kids are watching online. A lot of the times they think, oh, I need to keep my kid from seeing graphic content or spicy content. No, you also, maybe, like, people will be like, Twitch, 13-year-olds are on Twitch. Why? Like, there's so many people, like, not just my stream, and I put 18 plus on my stream, but there's so many, it's all adults talking about adult life, and kids model, like, you've got people, adults modeling adult behavior, which isn't just spicy or graphic, it's just adult life things, and kids hear it and try to emulate adult life. That fucks with development. 80s, 90s kids, we weren't okay either. No. We had our own struggle bus, which is probably, where were you when 9/11 happened? Yeah, no kid should be worrying about skincare whatsoever. And that's, I remember being a kid, like growing up as when we were kids, for me it was like the stressful stuff, which was compounded by growing up in an end times culture. But for us, we grew up with a lot of news and racism in the news about the Middle East and Afghanistan. And I remember as a kid being like, when I'm in my 20s and 30s, this will be over. The world is growing, the world is changing. I will not have to deal with this when I'm an adult, because adults will get their shit together by then. The internet is happening, the world is happening, we're all growing and learning. And yet here we are. Here we are in today's world, and Meta, Instagram just announced that they will be crunching political content. They will not allow political content to be seen. So some of you from TikTok, you may know the account Under the Desk News. That account just released a TikTok talking about how their Instagram content will no longer be seen because unless you follow them, their content will not be promoted. It will not be findable because it's political content. Instagram is literally intentionally crunching political content. And that's terrifying. Adults having their shit together is never gonna happen. Well, I know that now. There's an irony that kids are trying to emulate us, who all feel like we need adultier adults. Yeah, somebody on TikTok, they made a song about this where it talks about being a forever teenager, essentially. Like as millennials, like we keep waiting for that moment where it's now adulthood, but we've been priced out of the housing market. Like all of those things that mark adulthood, people can't afford to get married, they can't afford housing, like all of those things that are like, yes, this is you progressing in adulthood, and it tells your brain that you're progressing in adulthood, it's just not happening. So you're stuck in this perpetual loop of just graduated high school type of feeling in your own brain. US really needs to relearn how to have adult conversations about political issues. Yeah, no, we're all perpetually tired, I think, at this point. And a lot of people, Like, you're probably familiar with this attitude. You've probably seen it. Or people will show up in content creators' comment sections and will be like, why aren't you talking about this? Why aren't you talking about that? You have this big platform. It's your responsibility to use your platform to talk about these big world issues. And it's like, first off, I'm tired. Second of all, this will cause my platform to crash and burn into the ground because they're crunching. The platform is now crunching it. So if you talk about this stuff, you're going to get choked in the algorithm, you're going to get shadow banned, or literally mass reported and banned. Like, a lot of these big issues aren't safe for creators to talk about, because let's say I decide to start talking about some major world issues very blatantly, specifically, and loudly. I would be making myself a target without any kind of... I can't afford the legal representation that a news outlet does to talk about this stuff. I don't like this. I do not like that I have to be terrified about what could happen to my platform or me for using my voice to talk about things that I feel passionate about, I think should be talking about. But that's the unfortunate reality of being a content creator, is there are very real consequences. Like, if I were to start talking about some world issues that are happening right now, somebody out there could take it very personally and go out of their way to dox me, swat me, stalk me. Like, that's just 3 possible consequences. You could get banned, you could get reported, you could have the platform itself. Because, like, before, it used to just be the people. You had to worry about who you piss off. But now the platforms, Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and whatnot, they are intentionally dropping people in the algorithm who do talk about this stuff, which means that could cost you your financial security and you can't pay your bills because you talked about something important. Happened to me with a Facebook friend. Yeah. Just leave me alone with my Bionicles and Warhammer. Yeah. And also uninformed opinions. Yeah, the way that so many content creators over the past couple of years through the social justice lens felt pressured to talk about stuff that they were not qualified to talk about and ended up perpetuating misinformation. So one of my personal, like, I try to make it clear in my own way what my stance is on certain stuff without calling down punishment upon myself. But my stance is also that the people, like, it's the journalists, it's the people who are actually impacted by it, who should be the ones who have the most voice about it. Like, they're they're living it, they're the experts in it, and I could really stick my foot in my mouth and cause a lot of damage by approaching something that I'm not living, I'm not experiencing. People are shit to each other and everyone needs to learn to stay in their own fucking lanes. Yeah, unfortunately. And, like, when I got out of Adventism, it was really weird. It was weird for me to see the phenomenon of, you need to talk about this. You have a platform. You have to talk about that. So that was weird for me to see as an ex-Adventist, because it's evangelical. It was not an attitude I expected to see from leftists, because it's forced performative action that's unconsensual. It's essentially, you have to behave this way or you're a sinner. You're not saved unless you behave this way. And I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting if you talk about this, it's because you want to. It's because you are enthusiastically stepping up to that plate and taking that risk, not because you were bullied into it by your own compatriots. No, do not. Also, if you're driving, please focus on the wheel. I don't want to see you in chat until you're home. Unless you're a passenger, caveat. And we'll do a little hydrate here. Well, I'm like, you can't punish people into behaving the way that you want them to. It doesn't matter how big of a platform somebody has. You can't bully people into speaking the way that you want them to. You need them to speak enthusiastically because they chose that for themselves in their voice. Compatriots? Who knows? Oh, you did a clothing swap? Nice. The amount you need to change basically everything about you till you're a copy of everyone around you, because that's what Christians do. Well, yeah, it's very, the whole, you have a platform so you need to speak a certain way is Christian behavior. That's Christian shit. That expectation, that whole, we're going to withdraw positive affirmation from you until you behave the way that we want you to. That's Christian shit. That was weird to me. It was very disquieting to me to see that. Bully Rosie to be supportive. Boo. Yeah, cancel culture for not speaking out or not having the right opinion stance. Yeah. And the whole idea of like canceling somebody, mass reporting somebody, like that shit does not work. You're just forcibly traumatizing somebody, and you usually drive them further into the conservative side of things. Like if you get aggressive with somebody to try to make them behave the way that you want them to, what's going to happen is your behavior modification tactic is going to backfire in your fucking face, and they're going to go more conservative and more to the other side, because it can be more accepting in that regard. Like, as long as you hate the same things they do, they're pretty welcoming overall. So if you're going to be more on the leftist side of things, you cannot be bullying and using behavior modification on people to see the behavior you want. You gotta actually treat people well, regardless of if they're doing what you want them to do with their voice. Let's see. Funny, the worst representation of Christians are Christians themselves. Isn't that ironic? Why avoid political topics? I'm 90% sure that they won't like my opinion. You know, I definitely have an affinity for, actually, I do like talking about politics, and things like that, because it impacts my personal life on the daily. I think more than most people. A lot of legislation impacts my job, my safety. And so I tend to, as a content creator, be more vocal in my live streams and stuff to talk about things like politics, number one, because I think it's important. I actually do. This is something I think is important. And I like, one of my challenges to myself is to create space with my chat to talk about it in a way that's not anxiety inducing, and just come like with humor, with like a ground, like I like to do it from a place where we're evaluating it against peer-reviewed research, where it's not a, if you have this idea, we're gonna slam a hammer on you. Like I like to do, if and when I talk about politics, I do like to do it in a way that's engaging and like, yes, this is important. Like, this impacts our lives. What happens in legislation and politics impacts our daily lives. We need to pay attention. We absolutely do need to be paying attention to what's happening in our legislation. So, may I say you look amazing? Yes, you may. Thank you. Humor here? Say it's not so? Exactly. Back to not typing. Thank you. And also, yes, for... a lot of stuff is very intersectional. So in my community, like for content creators, it is intersectional, and those who are most at risk in my community are those who are also in the trans community. So I think I do have a little bit of a social responsibility to pay attention to like legislation that impacts the trans community, because if it negatively impacts the trans community, that's my community, and that's not okay. We need to know, and we need to pay attention to it, and we need to talk about it. All of us, listen, all of us peasants, all of us down here on like the lower end of the social ladder and the economic system, we need to be talking about this stuff. We need to be in the know, and we all need to be like on more of the same page. Like labor solidarity, guys. Renacide, hey, thank you so much for the resubscription. That is just over a year, 13 months, much appreciated. Thank you very much. And this is something that I like talking about. I think I do actually think politics are interesting. There's so much weird like intrigue and stuff that happens. It's very dramatic. There is so much that happens in politics that's unhinged. And like the one guy who was in the hospital, I think he's in the Republican Party, and it was not expected that he would show up and cast his vote at this thing because he was in the hospital. He showed up to the vote at the last minute in the hospital garb. He shows up in full hospital garb, casts his vote, goes right back to the hospital, and he was like, "No, I showed up because this was personal." It wasn't about showing up for his party. That vote to him was personal, and he rolled up in hospital garb to cast his vote. And that to me is fascinating. That's so funny. That is so funny to me. That's amazing. Like the dedication. Like he felt so strongly about whatever that issue was. He prevented impeachment of Mayorkas. Yeah, you know what? I didn't even catch what it was he was voting on because I was laughing so hard at this guy just being like rolling up and being like, "That's my vote." The problem is not engaging in politics benefits the status quo. Indeed, us having an attitude of I don't talk about politics. This is why I don't pay attention to politics. You know what? Even if you don't know very much, it's okay. It is okay to have a starting point of I don't really know. That is fine. That is all right. Having very little is still a starting point, and I would definitely encourage you, like as somebody who's a public figure, I guess at this point, I would absolutely encourage you, be interested. There's a lot to be interested in, and your voice does count in it. It was over the Mayorkas impeachment, yeah. Straight white male, almost feel like I have an obligation to speak out on those issues for LGBT+, simply because I'm not part of that marginalized group. So far harder to silence. No, 1000%. If you are in that position of privilege, power, whatnot, and they'll listen to you, like, just be like, "Hey, Rosie Quartz for premier," that would be so funny. That would be the most hilarious thing, is if little old me in this, like I actually would wear this stuff, if this became the premier of Alberta. I would lose my mind. That would be the single most...
Good news, everyone!
Plan to in the future, though, and that is okay. It is all right. Like, when I say be excited and be into it, of course there are situations in life circumstances where you're going to be tired or you're going to be exhausted. You won't have the bandwidth for it. I'm saying more, like, realistically, if you are more, like, a couple of years ago when I was escaping a domestic situation, no, I was not paying attention to politics. I was paying attention to making it day by day by day and just not starving to death. Did not have the bandwidth. I do more so now. We're all moving to Alberta. Rosie would 1000%. Oh, yes. Yeah, our current premier is, in my opinion, a dumpster fire. Love confusing and annoying turfs. That's quite a vibe. That is a vibe. I'm not gonna lie, I would do whatever I could to vote in Alberta to vote for Rosie. This shit is why I'm preparing for law school. Know too much, seen too much. Well, yeah, and if you use that in the future for good things. A politician I'm willing to vote for every time. Yeah, I'm going to have a Pinky in the Brain style type of platform. For sure. Just thinking about how hard moving to Canada would be. Yeah, no, could you imagine you're a politician and you show up to those meetings and this is who's heading it up? Do you know how much this would freak the Christians? The evangelicals would lose their whole minds. I would love to be premier just for the amount of angst that it would give anybody who believes in spiritual warfare. Because this is just a costume. These are just little resin, this is just horns that somebody made. It's a wig, it's jewelry. Like, there's nothing about this that is actually that is spiritually a problem. There's nothing actually demonic about this whatsoever. It's makeup and some costuming. But there are some people who get so easily unhinged about this. Like, this to some people, they would see it and be like, the devil is here. I knew it! The government is influenced by Satan! Look nice and spooky though? Yay! Not actually a demon. I will neither confirm nor deny. Their heads would literally explode. They actually would. You bring out many reluctant voters for sure. You know what? Maybe just for curiosity's sake, I will Tiger King-esque my way into politics, minus the animal exploitation. I think more when I say Tiger King my way into politics, it's going to be his commercial where he's just like, I am gay. I've had a lot of kinky sex. No, I'm not cutting my hair. By far, hands down, my favorite political vie for power I've ever seen in my life. I am gay. Yes, please, go do legislative sessions in full cosplay. That would be phenomenal. Make me a sinner, Demon Rosie? I'm pretty sure I could. Please don't hire a hitman to kill a rival either. No promises. No promises. That's a joke, by the way. Oh, I want nuggies. Demon or not, worth it. Worth it. You know what? I'm supposed to be doing something. Hold on. We will continue this conversation in a second. All the endorsement. Yeah, that's all the endorsement we need. We are big gay. That's where we are. No, honestly, I think that if I got into legislation, we would not make... I probably would not be able to pass any kind of really progressive legislation for a couple of reasons, and I think a lot of it would come down to, like, Alberta's a very conservative province, and I think that there's a lot of them out here who would very intentionally go out of their way to block whatever bill I would want to pass, simply because of who I am. There were actually a couple of former Spice people who tried going into politics, but because they had made spicy content, the conservative people of, like, the party in that area, they were exceedingly unkind about it, and specifically went out of their way to tank their party. So I think one was a former stripper. She used to be an erotic dancer, and she seemed like she knew what she was doing. Like, she seemed like she was pretty competent about it. And she had such a hard time because the slander about her being a former dancer was intense. And then there was another woman who used to film spicy content, I think even with, like, a partner or something. And then the Republicans in that area, from what I understand, they printed out, like, photos of her spicy content and distributed them to people's houses. Like, they literally shared her spicy content in mail form to be like, hey, she's a whore. This person running for office is a whore. Don't vote for her. Look at what she was doing. I was like, what is wrong with you? Might inspire others to break out of the norm. Oh no, the way that I'm relatively, just at the moment, I'm in my own little corner of the internet. As far as I know, I'm pretty left alone. Leader, my brother and I were traveling together through Darkwood and were separated. Never knew what become of him. Do you think you could find out? Maybe. Sure. Sounds like a good warm-up dungeon crawl. Yeah, unkind. Who would have thought? Who would have seen that coming? Ooh, 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 spider meat, spider meat. Because right now, this looks like typical e-girl behavior. Unless you really pay attention to me and my content, because most e-girls, they just do like the e-girl thing, right? You do some gaming, ooh woo type of stuff, and focus on that. You wouldn't really think there was much else to it, because I think a lot of people don't like talking about politics, for example. Like they'll be like, "Oh, you're an e-girl. I thought this was going to be like ooh woo content. I don't want to hear a woman talk about this stuff." So when most people just visually see my content, it's going to be makeup and e-girl or whatnot to them. But if I actually were to run for any kind of political office, that's when I would start being noticed by some really just unhinged people who have their own platforms. Stop giving mediocre white men microphones. I'm not gonna lie, a politician having done spicy content is a point in their favor for me. It would be a point in my favor too. Listen, a spicy person, somebody who has done spicy content, is a really good person, like, to do this stuff. At least, like, if they've got their shit together in general. Like, they're not all spicy people are automatically competent, of course. Soup. Let's talk about tax policy. Yeah, let's talk about tax policy. I do think all that stuff's important to talk about. However, it's the way that certain type of people who have a whole platform are very intense with people who are other. It can be brutal, and so that would take the bullying to a next level, to be somebody who's working in legislation and to be where I've been. But somebody who has made spicy content, they are going to be way more in favor of policies that help you out, because number one, they're not a Nepo baby. They're not an oil field baby. They're somebody who has probably worked really hard. Like I remember I was arguing with somebody on Twitter because they were like, erotic content is taking the easy way. That's just taking easy money. And all of us other women, we worked the hard labor jobs and we didn't compromise our morals. And I'm like, I worked janitorial for 10 years. I put myself through my first degree on janitorial work, girly pop. Shut the fuck up. I've done childcare and senior care for years. Shut the fuck up. Most people have done those hard labor jobs and probably still are, like, working multiple jobs. So chances are, like, somebody who has done spicy content is way more on your side for tax legislation than your regular politician, because there's going to somebody who's done erotic labor is more likely to have some kind of labor solidarity with you because they've lived it. The fight for credibility is very oh, isn't that the truth? Like, that having done that type of labor doesn't make them less qualified. It means they're more likely to be sympathetic to legislation that helps you out. What politicians that have never had a real job don't have the workers' best interest in mind? Who would have thought? Who would have guessed? Because here's the thing, like, let's say I got into politics. I am way more likely to be on your side in regards to tax breaks and things like that than I would be for the oil field guys. Like, if I was in legislation, I would be giving them no credence. I'd be like, you guys don't need this. Y'all have money. You're just trying to make, like, I would not have sympathy for those people. My sympathy is going to be with, with people who are living where I've already lived. Politicians keeping the things the way that it is, yeah. That's the thing, is that when they talk about how somebody who is more alt or has a spicy background or things like that isn't qualified or whatnot, it's that's not really true. Like, because I've done childcare, I've done senior care. If I was in legislation, I would have a priority on adequate childcare, on adequate disability care. The way, having worked in disability care, the way that, like, if I had political sway, if I could effectively change legislation, the way that people on disability would be getting way more. Like, I am so much more likely to prioritize you as a sinner, as somebody who is a fallen woman. I'm way more likely to actually prioritize your well-being. I don't remember who said it, but I'll always stand with those who have nothing and aren't allowed to even enjoy the nothing they have in peace. Yeah. Don't know about Canada, but the US politicians in DC work like 3 months a year. Spicy creature. Yeah, spicy creature. You're not wrong. We're spicy creatures. This is true. This is very, very on point. By the way, if you want a great book about the Alberta tar sands, check out Ducks by Kate Beaton. It's a graphic memoir about her 2 years working at admin for different oil companies. Oh, that would be brutal. That would probably be rough times. Okay, we need food. Just gotta make sure that everyone is fed. And has enough to eat before we go anywhere. We'll also increase the faith and then go find that guy's brother in the Darkwood. Yay, no burn food. On disability in BC, we get the equivalent of half a full-time minimum wage. Oh, and the problem is also with if you're on a lot of places, if you're on disability, it's usually not enough to live on. I don't know, Vector, did you? I don't remember. If you're on disability, you don't get to work, because if you work and make an income of any kind while on disability, it disqualifies you from disability. And I think that's bullshit. Like, either increase disability to be a living wage, or let people on disability work within their capacity and also receive that income support. Like if you're dealing with literal disability, your life is hard enough without people questioning it, gaslighting it. Like, people are so paranoid about the whole like people abusing anything regarding disability or welfare. It's like, you really don't actually, it's not a problem to the social degree that, like, you're making it a problem. You just don't like people being on income support in general. And, like, speaking of like another political issue, right, is stuff like welfare and whatnot. And there was this one area where they were talking about how food stamps should be revoked because there was a 9% increase of people abusing the food care stamps. And do you know what that abusive food care stamp was? toiletries, like soap. It was people getting stuff that didn't qualify for the food stamp, but was still vital for life and well-being. I was like, what is wrong with people? Or voting against kids in school being given lunches. That to me is wild, because it is very well known that not all parents have their shit together. There's so many kids who go to school hungry, and it is downright irresponsible to have this stance of kids shouldn't get lunch at school. Receive veterans disability. I'm still below the poverty line, yet I barely get any food stamps. That is wild to me. That is so dysphoric to me, how there's so much propaganda about the military and how important the military is, but veterans disability is below the poverty line. Brother's autistic and on disability, dealing with the Social Security Administration's hell. Gotten so many very aggressive letters that practically treat us like criminals for making a single tiny mistake. And that's also such a problem, is that trying to get that stuff is very intense. Like, it can, when people try to say that welfare and food stamps are so abused by people who don't really need them, do you know how hard it is to get that stuff? People will be like, they're abusing their disability check or their welfare check. Do you know how hard it is to get that check in the first place? Like, if you're going through that much effort to get that check, you're not doing good. Oh, we got a hydrate redeem. Thank you very much. Yeah, if you give other people income support, how will the people complaining about it get more money from Social Security when they retire? Good question. In the UK, we apparently spend something like 10 times the estimated amount of benefit fraud on investigating it and harassing legitimate claimants. Oh my gosh, also that issue, right? The whole investigating fraud in welfare is often just a huge waste of resources. And yeah, does some fraud occur here and there? Sure. But to be honest, I would say even with people who, like, you would think are like, you know, you can work, you're just lazy. A lot of those people, you do see problems with executive functioning, where you're like, they're lazy. Have you checked in for ADHD? Like, a lot of these people that you perceive as lazy, have you checked? Have you checked for a little a little neurospicy with that person? Because there is still executive dysfunction with something like ADHD. Some people with ADHD, yeah, they can work, they can function. Some others, based on whatever number of factors, might really struggle to work and hold a job. And even if they seem functional to you, or like they should be functional, they might not be. And I think, like, people's lives improve when you believe them when they say they're struggling. There we go. Oh, that's a bomb. Right, some of them have bombs. Oh, stop jumping! Hold still. There we go. Veterans care is horrible on so many levels. I served for 6 years, but qualified for almost nothing because I was technically never activated for over 180 consecutive days. Oh no. US is all for vets until they actually become a vet. Yeah, even in Canada, like, we were very well aware of that. It's kind of a trope about the US, is how badly the US treats their veterans, even though they're so aggressive about having the world's best military. They're like, are you sure about that? Hi, babe. And Penguin's here as well. Oh, an ooh-woo voice.
Also, someone legally has to come by every few years and check to see if my brother still has autism. What? They literally have to undergo an autism test even though they're diagnosed autistic? Like, no, sorry, this isn't going anywhere. What the fuck? That is the dumbest waste of resources. What? Oh, that's a good special effect to have. On guard. So I face my sheepy wrath. Aha. I fear not your missiles. Oh no! Oh, he got me! The bastard! Stab you. One more. Got him. Let's see, the fact that some states don't want to provide free lunches is awful. Growing up, the free lunches and free summer lunches saved me. Otherwise, I would have gone hungry. Well, thank you for sharing that, Emily. That's what I mean when it's important to talk about this stuff, because it gives people who are actually impacted by that type of legislation the opportunity to say, hey, this is the impact it literally had on my life as somebody who is at risk. This is why this is necessary. Let's see. This person is this way. We're gonna go here for the resources. You like the new OC? Thank you, Bane. My partner and I qualify for food stamps, but make too much for rental assistance, even though what we are allowed to make won't cover the rent, never mind gas for the vehicle, which is a luxury item, even though I live 7 miles from the nearest bus stop and the buses don't go where I need them to. Can't walk that much for sure. The vehicle's a luxury, oh my god. Yeah, and that's another really good example of how a lot of the assistance and the qualifications for it are just not realistic, and they're not enough. It's one reason the Earth of Star Trek is appealing to so many. That is an excellent point. Like, in Star Trek, they don't have money. Everyone's needs are taken care of. They're like, we don't have need for this stuff. Like, that's old primitive Earth mentality. Remember after my parents died, I had to apply for a student loan, and the woman during the assessment demanding to know very snottily why I put 0 as my parents' income. The look on her face when I pulled out 2 death certificates. Oh my god. Wow, she got her comeuppance, like, right there. Sometimes karma is instant. No, Penguin, you don't have the emotes over there. Also, lurk in the 2 streams. Thank you very much. That is wild. And honestly, a lot of the disability not being enough, because so many people who work in social work and things like that, they know it's not enough, but the legislation is often blocked by people who are so uppity about it. And who are like, no, kids shouldn't have lunches. No, people are abusing the food stamps. It's that mentality of those who are like, people are homeless because they choose to be. And you're like, excuse me? Or people are struggling with addiction because they choose to and they're just not trying hard enough. Like, ew. I remember seeing a couple of TikToks and such by women who would be like, look what's right outside my house. It's such a nice neighborhood. And then she would pan over to the lot next to her house and somebody had set their tent up there. And she's just like, yeah, we're calling somebody about this. And like, how it's such a shame. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? What have you fucking, like, have you checked about a possible sociopath diagnosis? Because you seem to be lacking in the empathy department. The hell? Speaking of hell, I don't even believe in hell, but there is a special place in hell for people who call the cops on those who are homeless. Like, if snitches don't get bitches, all right? Like, if you see a homeless person just setting up their life, their tents, no, you don't. Mind your business. You see nothing. You saw nothing. Oh, there you are. We'll do a rescue. Alright, so even if we die, we at least should get that quest taken care of. Also, there's a very special layer of Minecraft for those who bulldoze homeless encampments. I don't know how you live with yourself. I genuinely do not understand how anybody could literally run over someone's home, like their only security. How do you live with your own brain? And I suppose a lot of them tell themselves it's like, it's for their own good. Because if I bulldoze their encampment, then they'll be forced to get a real house. And they'll be forced to stop being degenerates. It's like, actually, no, you just made that harder. Need another dream of girls are piling in the shower. Don't call, you know. So getting pussy like Pink Panther. Hey, thank you for the follow, Mike. Much appreciated. Some cities have bylaws against feeding the homeless. 1000%. Any kind of legislation like that. I don't usually talk in terms of evil because I'm not a spiritually based person, but that's evil. Same with shoplifters. Exactly. If you happen to see, you're just out and about doing your little grocery run and you see a mom slip some diapers, slip some baby formula through that checkout line, no, you didn't. Nothing happened. It's a normal day. You're minding your business. In Minecraft. Just a little caveat. In Minecraft. Both of these kind of... I hate gauntlets. I don't want gauntlets. Saw nothing. Yeah, you got the picture. You got the memo. Oh, these little spikes in the ground. Ah! Oh! Oh, I took a hit. No! Fine. Everything's good. Good and fine. Rosie Quartz, just one of several similar things. Social Security mislabeled my brother, decided they vastly overpaid him because of their mislabeling, then decided that we owed them a fuckload of money, then realized their mistake, refused to undo the debt, then all they did was reduce the amount by less than half. Wow! I don't even have words. I will and have lied to the cops about someone looked so they couldn't find people. Yep. Making sure I knew where homeless shelters were when I was a policeman, making sure that people had somewhere safe to go. Also, we generally speaking didn't actually bother trying to move on them because what was the point? Better things to do with my time than harassing someone. It's nice to hear at least somebody working in that industry had some compassion. Ooh! That's helpful. I don't know what's going on with that whole thing. Oh, it's a summoning thing. Alright, I think we got this. Maybe? Hopefully? Where's the big guy? Where did he go? Come back here. Come back and fight me like a worm. Damn, that is unbelievable. Just being like, you're in debt because we fucked up. Oh, there he is. No! What the heck? You literally just summoned all this shit. There we go. Ow! Stop that. Stop it. No! Oh, now you're back. Nice of you to join us. Alright, so close. Not again! No, come back. Oh, asshole. You scared, Boulder? Here, look at that one. Whoa. Ow. I'll check on chat in just a sec. We'll finish this boss fight here. Oof! Stressed! I don't even bother saying that I'm not stressed. I'm stressed. Ah! Alright, 2 more. Ow! I thought I was out of range of that. My bad. I am proximally challenged. Alright, you are the last one. Hold still. Ow! Stop that. You. Hold still. Do it again. Yeah! This is witness. We got him! We got him. Exactly, Tiger Man. Contemplating existence, saw nothing. We have a new convert. Most excellent. It's not my job to snitch. Even when I was working at stores, you don't pay me enough to care. Yeah, like honestly, if you're being paid minimum wage in Minecraft, who's gonna pay attention? A lamb carved of wood. Very nice. Like they have nothing. They have enough theft insurance to cover that. Exactly. If it's a chain, free reign in Minecraft. Hello, Sympathic TV. We did it. We did it. You can give coffee here? Well, thank you for the coffee. Much appreciated, Penguin. Thank you very much for that. Oh. Let's see. Eye of the Witness. Ooh. Nasty. Gnarly. That's gross. So we can go... Wait a second. Oh, we can't go backwards. I missed a room, apparently. Be honest, I will rat on the teens stealing booze when at work because I don't want to get fired. That's fair, and also teens are teens. Alcohol is one of those things where, yeah, it's better if it's being consumed and you're engaging in it when your brain is closer to the full development thing. That's not me being a boomer. That's me being like as somebody who studied brain development, you don't want teens in that stuff. Yeah, it is pretty normal for teens to have that experience of like maybe a house party or something, but yeah, definitely not to the point where there are definitely some teens who have access to a level where you're like, well, there goes your brain, there goes your liver, and you're so young. Damn it. Critical hit. No, we'll do a posture check. Teens are assholes. They can be. Unless you were me as a teen. I was not an asshole. I was very quiet. I was a very, very quiet. I was like that really quiet kid who always had to be told to speak up. I was very timid. Ow. Oh, I'm down to 1 heart. That's not great. That's not good. Oh dear. A heart! Yay! We'll take them bones. Been a hot minute. Well, it's good to have you back. Favorite thing to catch people stealing booze? Yeah, booze is one of the ones where it's, if you catch a younger person shoplifting that, you're like, nope. Kiddo, no. Alright, we're gonna equip another curse. Can't picture a quiet Rosie. I was a very... Evangelical Rosie was a very different Rosie. I actually, when I first started TikTok, I was using it to learn to keep eye contact and to actually verbalize stuff that I wanted to say. And it turns out to be really effective, actually. Like, I kind of use TikTok as my own personal form of exposure therapy. Air quotes therapy. And just kind of used it to practice talking because I was quiet. Oh, thank you, Fussyhead Games, for the resubscription. 25 months, a week till my birthday. I get to pledge myself to the... Yes! We gain more and more loyal followers by the day. Our power grows. Hey, hello, Two Free Cookies. Winning the therapy these days. Didn't realize how much the caffeine was triggering the anxiety. Oh, are you cutting back on... Yeah, you were cutting back on caffeine, eh? Thank you for lurking, Chip. Oh, there they are. Come here. Come here, buddy. This won't hurt a bit. Kind of surprised I haven't been given a better weapon by now, though, considering we're on level 2 of this dungeon. Could use some exposure therapy. I'm scared of coffee, so I should drink a lot of it. Oh, yes. You're so terrified of coffee, Penguin. Very, very scared. So nervous. Very believable claim. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely like very more on, I think, the radicalized side of things like disability care and whatnot should be made more accessible. We should believe people when they're in pain. We should believe people when they tell us they're struggling economically. Most people are genuinely trying their absolute best. Uh-oh, BTS has died! No, BTS! How could you leave us so soon? But I grew up with a parent who should have been on disability care. And I was there, like a huge portion of my childhood was watching my mom struggle to access effective health care. And I saw how hard it was. She was clearly, like, she was obviously in pain. You could physically see it on her. And she still had to fight tooth and nail to have it taken seriously. And it wasn't even taken seriously until her 40s, and by that time it was too late. That's why I'm like, oh my god, for people, if she could visibly be in that much physical distress and still have people doubt her, oh my gosh, hearts. I don't even want to begin to think of how difficult it would be for somebody who's living with an invisible disability. Hey, Noble Ancient. Life's good now? Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear that, like, things are feeling good. I know you've been going through it. Also playing Baldur's Gate 3 on honor mode while vibing with Cult of the Lamb in chat. Oh, that sounds like a good evening. That's good. Yes, an autism account on Insta who uses hers to get over her fear of recording herself unscripted. Yeah, it's actually kind of because the algorithms these days are so good at helping you find a target audience. It actually, you can end up making content and not get bullied for months at a time on a place like TikTok. Hey, dude. Not asking for mobility just because I'm lazy. I'm asking because pretending I'm not in pain when I overdo it is not working. 1000%. I watched my mom really, like, she asked for mobility aids for several years before she was given a wheelchair 3 years later. Hello there, Crusader. If you make it through the next few combat rooms with nary a scratch, I'll rustle you up a reward. Alright, I'll try. If you fail, then alas, not for you. In the UK, so many disability claims get turned down first time round. The advice is just automatically and universally to appeal. By the time they got around to paying mine, it got backdated and they owed you a 4,000... Oh my god, that's a good chunk of change. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's go this way. So we can have a tarot card. Yeah, let's do the Lover's card. Paying attention to Rosie keeps getting me unalived to Remnant 2. What can I say except you're welcome. And yeah, like because at the time I was younger, I didn't have the education and the work experience I do now. But I definitely was in like major disagreements with my other parents about her care and the access to care, because I was like, she says she needs a wheelchair, she should have the wheelchair. And there was like this pushback about it, how like it was in her head. And I was like, because my mom developed early onset arthritis and like joint inflammation. So she was in her 40s, like late 30s, early 40s, and I specifically learned some massage techniques because she would wake up and her hands would be locked. And I would help massage her hands open because that's how rough it was. And yet still, the other parents still had the audacity to be like, it's in her head and she doesn't actually need this, and if she gets it, it will just perpetuate this idea in her head that she's sick. I'm like, that's fucked up. That is really fucked up. And not only, because my opinion of it, because like she passed away, I think about 8 years ago now. But I was like, you're really not gonna like this, but I would not just have given her the wheelchair immediately. I would have also gotten her a handrail for getting out of bed. I would have put the disability, like, things in the bathroom for handrails and whatnot. Like, that's all happening. Not you upset about just the wheelchair. I would have made sure she had all of it. Like, that's what you do for people you care about. Like, when somebody, like, if your family member tells you they're in physical pain, you do everything in your power to alleviate that pain. Situations like, let's say, Rose, Gypsy Rose, the one who just got out of jail, like that would be an example of all of that stuff being misused, but it was misused because her mom had a disorder. Like, so it's still a disorder there.
But a scratch.
We'll get them a wheelchair, put all the cards they wanted on the rims, right? Like, I would have, if I had the capacity that, like, if my mom was still alive and I was in her life, the way that so much of what I do would literally be devoted to that stuff. Like, I wouldn't just be streaming to keep myself alive and doing content and stuff. I would be doing stuff to make sure that, like, my mom with all of her health issues was getting some kind of quality of life. Yes, I've heard this before. We have 1.9. No, I'm best with the fast sword. That's my best fight style. Distracted by Rosie, burnt part of my dinner. Oh, I'm sorry, Caspian. I would like some quality of life, please, right? The man who taught me right from wrong isn't here anymore for reasons tied to how screwed the system is, so I do it in his honor because I've seen, done, learned far too much. Gotcha. A little inspiration there. We're going down this time. Hammer? No, not hammer. We gotta go down this way. Whoop. Hold on. Just don't step on the traps. Okay, why aren't you just something? You completed the challenge. Oh, I forgot about the challenge. I was in the conversation. This is a decent reward. Thank you very much. We got a new tarot card. Relics charge 1.25. This is fast. Lurk Brain. Aw. Alright. Thank you for lurking, sad kitten. Yeah, quality of life in this economy? Busy having a meltdown because Bae is overwhelmed from work and can't support us today. Aw. So, do you have like some kind of supplemental support for when your partner doesn't have the capacity to do that for you? Like another friend to call or something like that? Like a sensory safe spot, weighted stuffy, something like that. This is definitely okay to have like when your primary support isn't really available, just to have your backup, right? Oh, hold still. There we go. Got him. Stop that. Ow! Oh my god. See, I gotta make sure I don't roll into what was already put out there. Oh! You bastard! I missed. Oh, I love how he puts out like a whole wide range of them there, just in case. Ah! No! Oh, I'm not even close enough to hit him. Ow! Bastard! I will convert you! You will be converted! I am the lamb! You will be recruited, assimilated, indoctrinated, whatever you want to call it. Oof! Ow! Oh, it's too close. Oh! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, we are so close. What? Sir! Rude. We got him! Now, we didn't indoctrinate anybody, but we still got resources. And I'm gonna take the lumber, because we're always low on wood. Right? One of us. You will be cultivated. I like that. You have to go. Well, thank you for hanging out, Siege Master. It was good to have you in chat. Speaking of supplemental support, use your video on supplemental support to help my friend understand. Not a burden like she's not a... She's on a burden or not a burden? We support each other? I'm guessing you want to say not a burden, eh? Yeah, no, a lot of people, don't actually, like, because so many of us have this idea that we are burdens. When actually, like, I love the model of, the Fry's model of consent, just for, see you later, she hath no name. Power attacks, I have not really messed around with the power attacks yet. One of the medications they need to breathe isn't covered, so now I have to pay $77 every month. You should not have to pay for medication that helps you breathe. I just have to suck it up, I guess. Oh my god, and this is in Canada too. I know some meds aren't covered by the Canadian Universal Healthcare thing. And you're like, what the fuck? No, if it helps you breathe, you should be getting that for free. 1000%. But yeah, it was that whole consent needs to be freely given and enthusiastic that helped me with my own sense of feeling like I was a burden, because caring for others is something that's really important to me. I've put in a lot of work and time and energy, literally post-secondary education, into being the most effective caregiver that I could be, because I want to care for people. And so I'm like, well, if I really like caring for people, I'm not the only one, which means there's people in my life who do want to support me. And like, if I want to freely and enthusiastically care for people in my life within my capacity, then other people want to care for me. So that means I need to do my best to convey what support will be most effective for me. Ow! I was doing a curse thing. How did I still get hit? That's wrong. That's fucked up. There you go, you piece of shit! We got him! So now kind of what I work on is, like... Oh, I'm really small! Why am I so small? Baby, I was already like a lamb. That was already pretty small. So tiny. Why so small? Let's do better chests. I'm really just doing a resource run. They're really useful, especially for axe and dagger. Yeah, I probably should learn that skill next. I don't think I've unlocked it, so that'll probably be one of the next things we look at doing. I know, I'm so small. So tiny, so little, but so fast. Want to see some real speed? Just want to see some real speed, bitch. Get the grass. Alright, a very smaller lamb. Call dibs on a space in the Rosie nursing home when I need it. Oh my goodness. No, the way I have literally mentally designed senior homes, childcare spaces in my head. In my spirit. My maladaptive daydreaming is usually stuff like, if I had the money, what type of care facility would I design? Oh, I lost so many hearts in this. No! So zippy, tiny wrathful hummingbird. Oh, do a posture check. So yeah, I've mentally designed senior care homes, how to do. Guys, what are we gonna watch now that DS9 is done? I thought you wanted to watch Fleabag, hun. Also, what did we want to do for supper tonight? So I know we did burgers 2 times in a row. Woohoo! I am really low on health. This does not bode well for me. Oh my god! No! Stop! There we go. I would like to check into a resting home. Yeah, I don't need a senior care home. I just need a resting home for all ages. Let's watch Fleabag. Yeah, people were asking if we were gonna watch the first Star Trek. Oh, fish tacos, that's right. We should go. Technically, this is probably the most strategic route. I'm gonna be smart today. I got my ass kicked last time for being too cocky. A blue heart. Yay. Okay, we're now at full health again. Oh! Multiple blue hearts. We are golden. We are set. Oh, maybe I should get that checked out, Penguin. I feel like that's something to talk to somebody about. Just wish care homes were run by people who actually cared about the residents, not just about the money. Yeah, that's on capitalism, baby. Oh, her kids were given to Chain Daddy, apparently. Oh, oops, that's not what I meant to take. I was just trying to skip the dialogue for reasons of having already heard this dialogue several times over. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Wait, oh, I could get that taro as well. My bad! Made some ramen? Nice. Give me the meat! Also, why am I still so little? I'm still so small. And some sloppy joes. I haven't had sloppy joes in a while. Even if people were burdens, humans are meant to take turns carrying heavy things. It's in our nature to help. And that's the thing. I'm just like, you can't be a burden just by the simple fact that you are a people. Burdens are objects. You are a people. The woman in Baldur's Gate. Is that a thing? For the fury of the small. Hi, dude, same. I think you've passed away in this game. I think you died of old age. No, wait, you didn't. Derigo stabbed you to death. You were murdered by another cultist, if I remember correctly. I'm a sentient toaster. It was bound to happen eventually. You're like, it's fine. I was expecting this. I talked about this. Ooh woo. Listen, objectification and actually being an object are two very different things. We have talked about this. Where are you? Hold still. You are annoying. Please die. How are you not dead yet? You can't be a burden by being a person. Oh my god, Quimvis, that's not a challenge. Oh, this has poison damage. Let's do this one. Never heard of it. I recommend a sci-fi comedy, also known as Red Dwarf. Alright, I don't know if Himbo's still here, but maybe we'll take note of that. Slipped. That's your excuses. You slipped. You are a burden. Okay, I'll give you that one, Penguin Orca. And we've had an Ulu voice redeemed, so y'all are just gonna have to put up with this for the next 2 minutes. Sorry, not sorry. And we're going to slap the shit out of these wooden blocks for resources. Give me the resources. We're going to go back with so much resources. And just watch. Our cult is going to be low on faith because they're ungrateful wretches. Tentacles. No. Freeze the enemy. I kind of like what I've got. We're going to rock and roll with this. Counseling time. Okay. Thank you for hanging out. Only joined last stream. You're probably fine. We can double check that. We have an awa. Ooh, that one died of poison. Sucks to be you. Couldn't be me. Oh, now that's awake. Lovely. That's awesome. Oh, we're so small. I keep losing myself on my own screen. There we go. All done. It's British humor. Yeah, British humor. It kind of actually tends to slap. It's really dry humor, which is actually what Fleabag is too. They're resources. Off to sleep. Okay, good night. Thank you for hanging out. Oh, we gotta fight this thing again. Like, this looks familiar. Also, I think this is the thing that unnecessarily and aggressively summons a whole bunch of other quap. Yeah, I was correct. Look at all this. Why can't you fight me yourself? You should fight me. Alright, give it poison damage. Poison damage. 2 to rescue. Alright, one more and we'll summon the coward back to the battlefield. I haven't even gotten him down to half health yet. Why are you summoning again? You just got here. Oh, not the bats. I hate these guys. Alright. Wah! Oh boy. Okay, kill these first, because they're very irritating. One more. That's right. It is all for naught. There's not much you can do. Although, I guess to be fair to this thing, if I were just like a ball whose only defense was to lurch forward really quickly, every little once in a while, I'd probably call for backup too. That's, you know what, maybe that's actually a valid response. Oh, we're so close. Come on. Come on. That's right, go away. Ah! I will win. I will win this day. Oof. We're doing so good on health, too. Alright, come here. You're next. Gotcha. Oh my gosh. I need more fervor. Got him. Exactly. Tiny Uwu voice. Fight me, you coward! Or did the cult member get killed off? As far as I know, most have died of old age except for Darago, who will not stop starting fights. Like, compulsively. We are going to have an intervention with Darago about the throwing hands. The compulsive throwing of hands that has been happening. Food is clucking dry. Certain types of programming, everything is an object. Therefore, I can be considered a burden. You're funny. Oh, well, thank you for hanging out, Mike. Oh, right. We're doing so good. You made me kill Quinmus. Yeah, this is true. Although I think we brought Quinmus back from the dead. Okay, can we re-educate you? Should be able to. Vector, you might be dead of old age. That is entirely possible. Oh no. Harley, are you dissenting? Or no, you just need something. Come here. Oh, you're leaving! Harley's defecting! I wasn't gone that long! Alright, well, at least we rescued their brother. Alright. Oh, there's 2 dead bodies. Lovely. Faith was increased thanks to Twitch chat. Thank you, chat. You were very useful. Wow, a whole bunch of people died of old age. Oh, people are starving. We were gone for a hot second, I guess. Well, let's fix that. Day 69. Nice. Okay, let's yes, what do you want? Leaders, skeptics and heretics have made their way to our cult, cursing our way of life, but they want to join. Should we welcome them? Sure. Because we've had a bunch of people either defect or... Oh, we need another jail, apparently. Because people keep doing things. Alright, there's the golden poops. Yeah, re-educate, at the very least. We had several dissenters. Fuck. Okay, let's build another jail. Another stockade. That's what you get. We'll give you a blessing. Hello, Jade. Welcome back. To stop time when crusade. There's a setting to stop time? This is like my 3rd playthrough and I didn't know you could stop time. What? It looks so sad. Yeah, you guys are pretty sad, because you have not been eating food. No, we're gonna build. Let's build this so the dissenter will shut the fuck up. Yeah, and we gotta put somebody to bed as well. Yeah, because they've run out of food. That makes sense. Derigo. Well, at least if you're on bed rest, you, can't cause any problems. Alright. You. To prison. Jail for you. We'll do some divine inspiration. Cheaper rituals, ritual cooldowns, tabernacle, confession booth, morgue. You know what? This will probably be useful because then they can collect the bodies and they won't be rotting around the statue. As long as there's heretics, there will always be food. This is true. We could just murder people. That's always a possibility. Inaccessibility? Need to find out how to custom my next cult member. They should give you the option for that when you do that. Oh, more resources. Oh, I was gone for a hot second. All right, let's make some. Let's take some money, because money is helpful. Oh, we can upgrade the janitor station. I think we actually have to build one first. I don't know if we have one yet. We'll put down another one of these. It's almost 20 p.m. How dare you speak to me in military time? Okay, 10 p.m. I'm gonna say banned. Banned. If you dare speak military time in my chat, banned immediately. Perma banned. How could you do this to me? This ultimate betrayal of Rosie. Make me think of it. Oh, know your onions. Yes, knowing your onions is very important. Okay, we're gonna get rid of the bodies and then we'll bring in the newcomers. Oh wait, Dude Same is alive again. You say this like the stockade would not be fun for us. It would not be. You're not getting fun stockade time. You're not getting intentional attention from me in the stockade. It's not that kind of restraint. You're getting stockade and then ignored. Which is like the worst punishment, really. It's not even the stockade part. It's the it's the being ignored part. Okay, we're gonna get rid of a bunch of this. I'll do some indoctrination. So follower raffle. Start raffle. Ox disappeared? Maybe. I think they're dead. I think they died of old age. Some ignore, tie, and ignore for 3 days? Rover, yeah. It does appear to be 2041 right now. No! Boo! Boo! Absolute boo. But yeah, with the whole, like, to be honest, the whole being a burden thing definitely, it ties into the conversation regarding stuff like chronic illness and disability, and biases surrounding even stuff like weight gain, weight loss. I really don't pay a lot of attention to those awful podcasts. Like, you know, the ones where you've got like a panel of guys that have actually, they've done nothing for society. It's just guys who work out and they're like, yeah, I can consider myself with it. I am a high value male because this is my physique and I make a paycheck. And I'm like, well, can you change a diaper? Can you cook a meal? No? You're useless. Go lift weights and die at war. Unless you're lifting weights to die at war, what use are you? You're just lifting weights to look good. You're actually kind of useless. What real life skills do you have aside from make money? Okay, we're gonna end the raffle here. Dusk, you have joined the cult. One of us, one of us. Yeah, exactly. It's a boring stockade. But unfortunately, every once in a while you'll see clips from those podcasts. I do not go and find these podcasts. People upload clips of them to Insta and TikTok. And I came across one where the panel, it was one of those panels of spicy content creators versus the alpha bros. And it was like it was actually a wide range of spicy creators, one of whom falls into the category of like larger content creator, and she's gorgeous and very well spoken. Hey, there we go. Naturally obedient. Welcome to the cult. Just the way we like them. Yeah, the bro cast. Try to join the cult again. You may still be in it. Ignoring is a form of attention. You're like, everything's attention. All right. This is the... Oh, right, the witness. We're gonna have so many new people in the cult today. Ooh. And they were picking on her so hard. And the reason this was clipped is they're like, she's Delulu. Because she's being like, yeah, I'm attractive. I make bank because there's people... Literally, her point was, I make bank because there are people who see me as a 10 out of 10. I think I'm gorgeous, and I have plenty of people out there who see me this way. And this one guy who's like, I'm a Christian, she triggered him so badly. Her just existing and having a sense of self-confidence bothered him so much. And he's basically like, you have no value because you're fat. You have no worth. You don't have, like, the whole point was she didn't have value as a person because of this. And in my opinion, it does go back to that whole your worth is not your productivity, because to people like this, they believe that if you are a larger person, it's because you're not productive enough. It's your fault for not doing enough labor, enough work to make your body a certain way. And that's one of the reasons I say your worth is not your productivity. It doesn't matter what your body size, a human still has inherent worth. I'm looking at this guy like, you claim you're a Christian. For God so loved the world, and yet you're out here being like, you don't have value as a human because of your body size? Christ. Okay. So first of all, end the raffle here. We've got a whole bunch of people in the raffle. Cancer of Greed. Congratulations. You can make your little character here. What are we going to get? Yeah, exactly. Nothing so destructive as good Christian love. And the thing is, as a former pastor's kid, I can say that a man like that, if you are going to sit here on your little itty bitty podcast, so entrenched in your own Christian ego, and you're going to sit across from that woman and claim that she's not doing enough and she doesn't have worth and she's not beautiful because of her body size, you're going to end up at the heavenly gates according to your lore, and your God will look at you and say, I never knew you. That, according to your own mythology, your own lore, your God would reject you and would literally say, canonically, it's I never knew you. If you cannot speak to one another in love, as for God so loved the world, you're fucked. You're out. You're out of the club. And I'm looking at this guy like, you're fucked, dude. According to your own lore, your own God would punch you. And aw, look at this cute little purple fox. You are coprophiliac. Gain faith when you're ill. That's good because people just get sick all the time in this cult. But -5 faith when a follower is sacrificed. Don't worry, we won't do it too often. Know someone folks would call fat who runs Spartan races and is in the gym 4 to 5 days a week. I know so many people have a larger body size, put in way more labor than the gym rats do, and these guys can't get it through their head that it's not about, like, lifting weights does not automatically equal skinny. We're gonna have you plot. We're gonna have you do some farming. Like, everyone's body is so different, and the way that people get so bothered, get so bothered about it. It's like, it's not even your body. What do you care? I work hard to get my squishy cuddly body. I look a bit bigger, also a healthy weight. The problem is I have a condition that means I can't just exercise, had to see a specialist. So I didn't cause more harm before I could even start. I know there's so many different ways. Sumo wrestling, right? So I'm watching this guy just trying to dunk on her, and she was having none of it. I was like, I was so proud of her for not backing down. And it's true. I was like, she's a spicy content creator, and she's making fucking bank. And being on that podcast, being like, yeah, I'm a larger content creator, and I'm beautiful. Do you know how many, like, there's a specific category of person who will see her and be like, yes, goddess. Yes, goddess. Like, the way that they, like, literally made her a paycheck. Unfortunately, she's going to be in for a lot of bullying from awful people who don't have anything better to do. But I'm like, yeah, she does get to say she's a 10 out of 10 because she's making 10 out of 10 money. And we're going to end the raffle right here. And that's Jade. Congratulations, Jade. You can make your character. Yeah, the whole core of conservatism is telling yourself you're better than others. And that's the thing, is like all of these alpha males who are sitting on a podcast like that, they are telling themselves they're worth something because they have the physical capacity to perform a certain type of labor with their bodies in the gym or at work, where they tell themselves based on that labor they have worth. But if something happened to any of those men where they could no longer perform that labor, their whole ego, their whole sense of self, their self-esteem is fucked. Because that's what they're based on. And so if they get in an accident, they become disabled. If somebody has to wipe their ass for them, they're the type of guy who would basically be like, my life's over. Somebody put me down. I have nothing left to contribute. They would be that person who's like, I have no worth. I shouldn't live anymore. And it's like, that's a fucked up way of perceiving yourself. Like you could, like, let's say you're that alpha male guy who thinks that it's your labor capacity, and then you end up in a wheelchair. You could still write a book. You could still have meaningful lifelong relationships. You could still do other types of things with your life that make a huge difference for other people. But they'd be like, no, I can't I can't work out the same way anymore. I can't walk anymore. Somebody do an old yeller to me. And you're like, buddy. Wow. Like, there are people who will enthusiastically care for you and have a quality of relationship with you. Even if you can't do that labor that you told yourself was your worth, there's still people who will love the fuck out of you. And you can love them in return. Or they'll just shift the goalposts, find another will to feel superior. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, may hubris hit them like a brick. Well, and at some point it will, because even if it doesn't happen to them in their 20s, their 30s, 40s, it'll start hitting in their 50s, 60s, 70s. We are all temporarily abled. And the sooner you come to terms with that, the better. Also, Jade, where's your character? Alpha males who complain it's easier for women to find men to sleep with than it is for men to find women to sleep with make me laugh. Like, dude, you're the one advocating for a scarcity on female sexual activity. You asked for that scarcity. Yeah, honestly, when they're like, it's easier for women to find men to sleep with, you asked for the scarcity. Why are you complaining? Also, Jade, why is it taking so long? I accepted my little critter's appearance. Oh, it might have glitched. Because I can hit accept, Oh, there it goes. Something must have glitched. Materialistic, coprophiliac. Got it. Welcome to the cults. Problem is they closed all the doors to one set of things. When you're injured, try to do it. You're already at disadvantage. Yeah. So Webster, great leader. I've already given everything I own to you. Now I wish to also give my life. Please sacrifice me in your glorious name. I suppose Phantom Hive is not going to be happy about this. Okay, you should be done dissenting. That was the default one, yeah. It's like, you know, that is genuinely the funniest thing to me. It's like, you don't want women sleeping around. You don't want women having a high body count, so why are you complaining when you can't find women to sleep with you? You asked for this! Oh, I can only re-educate one a day? When did that happen? I like throwing tantrums, yeah. I don't think you're alive, Vector. I think you might be dead. But I'll do a sermon and then you guys can see whether or not you guys are alive. I'm not gonna fuss. That's weird. Not sure why that would be the case. Let's make more of these. We're also going to build... What is this? A morgue! Oh right, we should build a morgue as well. Let's put one of these up here. Round is a shape? Sorry. That it is. I'm in shape. Whatever shape it is still a shape. And so, I don't know, when it comes to the whole topic of weight gain or loss, my personal take on it is it's not my business. I'm not your doctor. I'm not the expert in your life. So it is not up to me to tell you jack shit. And your health is between you and your doctor. And it is an ethical violation on my part to talk about your body. Because it's not mine. Can we do a ritual of sacrifice? Wait, who wanted to be sacrificed? One of you wanted to be sacrificed. Who was it? Follow quest. Sacrifice. It was Weber. Right. Ritual and sacrifice of the flesh. Handle your body weight. Yeah. Knees. Healthy knees are good. And ultimately, yeah, I think, like, I know for some people that topic can be very heavy and triggering. So I'm like, this is something where, like I said, my take on it is it's not my business. There we go. Yay! And I think we can claim a new doctrine. Yeah, one of us. Probably should have done a new afterlife one beforehand, but we're going to, yeah, poor Weber. Listen, Phantom Hive, Weber asked for this. He wanted this. And yeah, a few people lose faith when there's a sacrifice, but it's fine. Sleeping quarters. I know we're going to get there eventually, so. I am the Lorax. I speak for my knees. Right, and so many, like, when you get these guys doing these podcasts where they're talking so confidently about people's weights, and they're like, they make it their business with this ego thing of like, well, society is normalizing it, blah 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 blah. People don't owe you health, my guy. My brother in Christ. It's what in the salvation complex are you talking about? It's not your business to save people from their own health situations. You arrogant fuck. Like, you're not their doctor. You can shut all the way up. Ooh, what does this do? I mean, like, if you're not someone's healthcare professional, you don't really get to have an opinion on anybody else's health. Because it's not your business. But, like, the way that they treat it... Oh, wow, you're dissenting already. Right, didn't even give you your name either. Can Rosie be muscle mommy? You know what? I would love to be a muscle mommy. But I am actually noodle mommy. I think we should restrict male access to microphones. Yeah. Well, just, I really do be questioning that. Because, like, yeah, they get so confident about it because in their heads... They are playing some kind of rescue savior, like, I've got a base take on this. And it's like, actually, no one asked you. You're not a medical professional. Why are you speaking on this? No one asked you. The internet made it too easy. Alright, and the internet made it very easy for loud people to be even louder. Make healthy food cost less. No, for real, the way that they taught this subject matter does not take into account so many different factors, including economic accessibility. We have groceries right now. Y'all, hands up in the chat if groceries make you want to walk off the earth, except you can't because the earth actually isn't flat. I cannot. Even just a box of cereal, they'll be like, even make unhealthy food accessible. Jesus Christ, a box of cereal is $7-8? Why? Why is a box of cereal more than some people's, like, hourly paycheck? That's just cereal. So sorry I have to deal with Daniel Smith's antics. Thank you. I thank you very much. We're doing our best. We're, all of us out here in Alberta, we are being long-suffering. We'll get there. All 17 tentacles up in the air. I don't think we should... None of us have the right to talk about people's health and people's bodies when we are in the economic state that we're in right now. We are all doing a struggle bus. And when you're just out here being like, yeah, just go to the gym. The gym's expensive, my guy. That's a lot. And then you also have to spend the time and energy after a full work day to get there. Yeah, some of us are doing our best. We're all doing our best. To be honest, under capitalism, we're all trying. We are doing the struggle bus. Who here has been personally victimized by grocery prices, right? Hands up in chat if you have been personally victimized by Loblaws. Aren't you guys supposed to be farming? Why am I doing this? So I kind of want to go in one more like little dungeon crawl. Yeah, gym costs $30 a month. Yeah, where am I supposed to go to the gym between the 3 different part-time jobs I work to make ends meet? You know, there's no way for me to get to the gym. It would be half an hour to get to the gym. And then between like all of the stuff that I do, between like editing, putting my face on, answering comments, all that stuff, like literally leaving the house to work out would be so much time and energy that I'd actually be burning myself out. That would not do good things for me. Alright, it looks like he's got jump on it now. Don't get me started. Gym membership, right? Gym membership, really expensive. Getting chased by a bear, totally free. I would agree with that, except getting chased by a bear was not free, considering that tuition for the program I was in that put me in a situation of being chased by a bear was very expensive. I'm not bitter. I am not bitter at all about the Adventist educational propaganda that was all like, go to an Adventist school. We got this, that, and the other. Oh my god, it was so expensive for a completely useless degree. I can't even begin to tell you how useless. Yeah, not everyone likes the gym. And also, a lot of people, if you have social anxiety, it's tough to go to the gym. You also have the very same people who are like, you need to go work out. Ha ha ha. Go do some workouts. Go lift some weights. Da ha ha. And then they'll actually mock you when you go to the gym, and they'll be like, look at this person at the gym, blah, blah, blah. And like, do you want them working out or not? Which is it? Ooh, this could be useful. The way that they can't make up their minds. SDA sending bears after people. I mean, the SDAs do claim to be the closest to a literal interpretation of scripture. So yeah, that would be on brand for them, considering you've had that one prophet where the children were mocking the prophet, and he's like, hey God, these children are bullying me, and God sends 2 bears to eat 40 children. And honestly, common sense wise, you think that would be one of those stories that would really make you doubt your faith as a Christian? Because first of all, why on earth would you worship a deity that would send bears to eat children? That seems like a really fucked up deity. I don't want to worship that. I really don't. That's not a deity worth worshiping to me. That's really fucked up. Ooh, let's bring some demons along. You guys get to decide who our demons are. Rosie paid. I paid! I did, lame person. I paid to be chased by a bear! Gym culture can be so toxic with everyone pulling out their phones to record people that aren't doing it right. No, 1000%. Nobody should be doing, like, if you do gym content, you really should just invest in an at-home gym. Like, gyms should have the same policy as certain places for types of activity, where they're like, you can't have your cell phone out. Or the movie theater, right? Just when you're at the gym, you really, unless you're watching stuff on your phone, listening to music, you don't need to be filming stuff in that public area where people are very emotionally vulnerable. Physically and emotionally vulnerable. Like, that family, there's a couple of different types of content that are just kind of super unethical. Gym content's one of them. Family vlogging's another. Yeah, no phones. It's weird to be recording others. It really is. Also, hydrate. Well, there is a reason that I structure my content the way I do. Like, I work all of my content. I've basically gotten to the point. All right, we're gonna end this vote here, where Cancer of Greed, you're coming along with, and we can bring 2 demons. Yay! All right, who's our second demon? Yeah, exactly. No kips. No kips. You got in a physical altercation with a gym bro once? He clucked around and found out? Oh boy. That's a very specific interaction. But yeah, I actually intentionally structure my content to only be at home with backgrounds. And the only people who show up in my content would be other content creators. And the only exception to that would be, like, if I'm And even then, like, usually if I'm traveling, I might do like an out the plane window as we're leaving, and even then, like, it's not other people. I'm kind of like I'm hard pressed to think of any time that would happen. Like maybe an Instagram story where I'm at Comic-Con and being like, "Yay, I'm at Comic-Con," and that's just like showing an event, a general event, not filming people doing regular life activities. Oh, wasn't paying attention? Hey, Dirigo, you're coming along. You are also a demon. Alright, so you both shoot projectiles. That's pretty useful. Doo-doo-doo. Alright, faith is high. We'll cook a couple extra meals. Just to make sure no one starves while I'm gone. Yeah, we're gonna be channeling that rage. If Dirigo has to throw hands, we'll give Dirigo something useful to throw hands with. And back still dead? I think you're still dead. Go to the gym. Honestly, can't pay attention to the gym bros when I'm listening to spicy novels. I love that for you. This is very true. This is very true. Nobody's gonna pay attention to Buddy over there when you're listening to good content. They wanted to fight. I wanted to give a science lesson. Ah, I see. So you're like, they started it, I ended it. In Minecraft. What is this accessibility you keep speaking of? Accessibility. Graphics modifiers. Stop time on a crusade. Oh, that's nice. That's handy. Alright, we'll give that a shot. Resume. I didn't even know they made that an option. Here we go. Okay, I think we had one more run before the final boss on this. Oh boy, big guy. Big guy. Oh. Well, that worked to our advantage. Using the environment to take him out. Sounds like cheating to me. Uh-huh. You're like, it has to be as hard as possible or it doesn't count. Oh boy. Oh my gosh, we got rogue balls. Oh, these demons are coming in handy though. Oh! Devastating sweep. Excellent. It's a little bit of a tougher room, but it's fine. Spoon? You would like a spoon? Alright, your spoon says function. Function, not perfection. That's one of my favorite spoons. And, because these were... one of my followers, they did up all of these spoons based on things I say in my content. And it doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be functional. It's one of my favorite self-care POV prompts that I did. Uh-oh, not this one. Those guys are usually much harder. You gotta be as hard as possible, I see. Makes life easier on longer crusades. Yeah, for the crusades where we're gone for several days, this is handy. Yeah, and because that was something that I struggle with, and definitely impacted my own functioning. because I really, really struggled with, and that's actually being a content creator has helped with this as well, because if something was perfect before I released it, I would never release any content at all. And it's something that I challenged myself to with every TikTok, every Instagram reel, every live stream. I am challenging that mentality in myself that it has to be perfect. I'm like, no, there would be no progress at all if everything was perfect at all times. And then I also, because I had to confront this idea that my effort wasn't really worth something, or it didn't count unless it was perfect. And that took a while. that took a hot second. So the mentality I try to rock and roll with now is being proud of my own progress, and instead of being like, oh, it's not perfect, I can't post this, I can't share this, I'll share my mentality with what I do is that I'm showing my progress of where I'm actually at, and then I get to see my progress over time. Oh no, not this one. One shots and dominates them. Well, it was easier than I expected. And perfection is subjective, yeah. Wanted to do a war crime? You always want to do a war crime. That's just a consistent part of your lore. We're gonna go this way. And that actually... Just follower form, commandment stone. Let's do a follower form. Dinosaur! I love it. 10 out of 10. But that mentality, it didn't just carry into my job. If I was in school or something, I always had like this standard of perfectionism for literally everything that I did. And that could also include, brushing my teeth. War crime is your faith. This is true. Thank you for the likes on the live stream. Over on YouTube. Much appreciated. Want to be a dinosaur? I also want to be a dinosaur. Twitch chat's deciding my faith. Oh, they're gonna help or hinder. Let's see. Yes, as hard as possible, you say. Mercy. And I know that like this is something that a lot of people struggle with, even though it can feel very embarrassing. But like that perfectionism can manifest in, like, let's say you're like, I have to have the perfect skincare routine. And a full skincare routine is exhausting. Like doing the full face cleanse, the toner, the moisturizer, and so also with doing your teeth, you've got a lot of teeth. You have to do the flossing and all of that other stuff. So if you really struggle with perfection and needing to do it all perfectly and fully, you might just avoid doing that task altogether because it's so much work to hit perfection. Overall weapon damage increased. Nice. That's why I say it just needs to be functional. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be functional. Because then I'll actually do the thing. Do teeth? Yeah, 100%. And that's the thing with something like teeth, for example. Mental health, struggling with mental health is gross. I think a lot of people are like, support mental health until they see someone struggle with mental health. But no, it's genuinely not pretty. Oh, you redeemed an Ara Ara. Still burnt out from perfectionism? Yeah. Yeah, no, perfectionism can absolutely lead to to that. And like I was talking earlier in this stream, oh, he got me. I was hoping to kill him before he got one of those off. Oh, you're still alive. That's what's going on. Oh, he killed himself. How very useful for us. You're welcome. I still accidentally neglect so many of my needs because I don't live up to my own arbitrary standards. Had to learn that something's better than nothing, right? It's like even if I don't get to the full toothbrushing routine, just brush your teeth. Even if it's for 20 seconds, a quick little 20 seconds before you go to bed, that is better than doing a full 5 to 10 minute routine. Just get it in there. I don't care if you don't even get the toothpaste on the brush. If you just wet your toothbrush, get it in there, and really quickly do a quick wipe of your teeth and then crash, that's so much better than being like, I can't do the full routine, I'm going to crash. It is okay. I like my fast sword. But we may go with tentacles. Now let's do this. Yeah, it is 100% okay. You're not inherently gross. Like if you can't do a full self-care routine of that stuff, just a little bit for right now is okay. And then you keep work with where you're at and then build up from there to capacity for the full routine. Because if you're dealing with executive functioning, depression, anxiety, burnout, it is going to be hard. It's gonna suck. And it's alright to meet yourself where you're at. Yay! Use some more hearts, but it's fine. Yee, tentacles. Sounds like drinking water to me. Yeah, it does. Hydrate. One of my profs said done is better than perfectly unfinished, and repeat it to myself weekly. I love that. That is very well stated. Done is better than unfinished perfectly. That is a great contribution. The therapist said it was borderline religious for me, so I'll either be the best or I'm trash. Oh yeah. Rosie, have you been speaking to my therapist? Because our topic tonight eventually gravitated to my perfectionism. I don't know, it's kind of, maybe it's just a relatable, topic. Yeah, they do be yelling. They do be doing a scrim. There we go. Used his own weapons against him because we're diabolical and smart like that. Perfectionism is the enemy of good enough. Indeed. Brace being trashed like my hero Jack Black and Danny DeVito. I'm the trash man. Come out and throw trash all over the ring. Yeah, they're yelling at me because my guess is the water bottle is that the boys specifically go through so much water. Oh. Why are you being so difficult? There we go. Let's kill these guys first, and then we'll get this big guy. What are you doing, sir? What are you summoning? Oh, you almost got me with that one. How many more of you are there? Alright, you. Oh, he keeps summoning new ones. Get wrecked. You're so annoying. Stop that. I want to get to the boss fight. I want to make it. To make up for the rest of us. Yeah. Perfectionism is the killer of contentment. Well, yeah, I definitely had a very high demand. And also, I found perfectionism to be very appealing. And also, one of my Roman Empire, my conspiracy theory is that the clean girl aesthetic and the beige mom is repackaged purity culture. It's the new, like, being a beige mom or being a clean aesthetic girly is the new version of trad wife. It's just, now you have human rights and you can vote. Meat, it looks like we get the most cauliflower, but also meat gives us the best meals. Right, I think I smacked his wife by accident before. I'm having flashbacks to a certain Twitch clip. Mixed with the perfectionism. You know, yeah, perfection is impossible, enjoyment is not. Because that's the thing, is that I think women especially get so socialized to be as perfect as possible. So you go with like that clean makeup look that has no punk alt political attachment to it or schmex worker attachment to it. So minimal eyeliner, very, very bland eyeshadow, very limited makeup. You do enough to be the clean girly, but you don't do anything that would visually make you appear alternative. And the beige mom thing, where everything has to be a very specific, boring aesthetic, it's a form of perfectionism. Tentacles! Bear the wrath of my tentacles! Woohoo! Again with the tentacles, there we go. We got lots of fervor on that round. There you go. Excellent. So there's certain types of content where I even tried to emulate it a couple times myself, where it's that type of content where you see like very clear organizational units. Every time Rosie tells someone to hydrate the piggies, go, yes ma'am. If you only do one hygiene thing, pick your teeth because they have the worst consequences. 1000%. That is a great point. Like, if you have the spoons for one care thing, one hygiene thing, your fucking teeth. Take care. Teeth. You can shower tomorrow. You can wash your face tomorrow. Brush your teeth. That's the one. By hands down. Because if there's going to be consequences on your health, it will be the most expensive. And I can attest to that. Oh, that was a bomb. Oops. I really could use some more hearts, so. Going to nap before stream? Have a good stream? Alright, that sounds good, Krogan girl. If you hit her enough times and defeat the husband, you unlock decoration. Yeah, I think I did that last time. Will do. We'll stop prioritizing try to prioritize your teeth. Teeth are a hygiene thing my brain refused to, but 100% consequences are not good. No, teeth was a really hard one for me because I have TMJ. Like, I literally have a jaw disorder. Yeah, no. Take unless of course you have some like serious skin condition or something that requires prioritization. And also like that's not literal like me telling you like absolutely you have to prioritize this one thing. That's me being like just as a good point of like maybe take this into consideration. Oh, I'm gonna die in this room. Now. Oh boy. Wow. I really hope they give me a heart somewhere because I could take one more hit. Half a heart. Sweet. I'll work with that. Let's do the bone dagger. I was reminded earlier talking about productivity, value, etc. With the Daily Show interview with Judith Human. Great interview if anyone wants to look it up. Yeah. Remember, I think you edited that clip actually. For sure. Whoop. Ah! Yeah, poison damage. Well, that guy has a very fast attack. Ow. Ooh, get him, 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 get him! Come on, my minions. Murder him! Yay! And we got another heart. Sweet. Something I should do, because if I can build up that routine, it will help. Because right now it tends to only happen when I work up the energy to take a shower, which right now isn't often. I know something I started doing that helped was I started my hygiene routine. Because yeah, struggling with some stuff like PTSD, anxiety is exhausting. When I was really in the worst of it, I was in a state of high alert all the time. In my sleep, when I was awake, and it was very, very exhausting. So even just trying to get the cognitive energy to shower was very hard. Oh, we can keep going? Or did I get the bishop last time? Maybe we did get the bishop. Home to computer, look even more stunning on a 30-inch monitor. Aw. Made sure to stretch the screams throughout the entire blended clips. Yeah, that was you. That absolutely was you. It says the girl getting fillings this week. Yeah. I've had to have a lot of fillings. Insignificant critter. You will learn your place. You do not understand, lamb. Heed my warning and stay away. No, we have not fought Calamar yet. Da, 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 da. But what I started to do, because I was also dealing with a lot of back pain, unfortunately. What I found is like hot water before bed really helps. Also, it was just really helping with the struggle bus of... I feel like I did fight Calamar, though. No, I did fight him, and I won, I'm pretty sure. Or no, I died. I did make it to this boss fight, but I died. Oh, boy. Ow. Right. Calamar does that sword swing thing that I need to be very careful about. Yeah, go away. No, I'm probably gonna die again. Oh. Oh, I need that perk that lets me bring back a follower for this. Like, I need to be able to sacrifice a follower. Oh, there it goes. Martyred. Avenge yourself. Yeah. Okay, we gotta level up for this boss fight. I had to get a lot of fillings, yeah. Smash the Calamussy. I did my best. So basically what I would do is before bed, because I was like, well, the hot shower helps. Because PTSD, at least for me, I definitely had like the symptom of night terrors. Like, isn't that awesome that your brain comes with that setting if you've been traumatized? Like, how do we turn this off? This is a terrible setting. Why do we even have that lever? But I found that I still sleep on a heating pad most nights. So basically, like, a hot shower really helped with that, and so I would do like a shower and brush my teeth in the shower. And just do both of those at the same time. Compost. What does this give us? Upgraded summoning circle. I thought we did this. We did. Summon 3 demons at a time. Ooh. We have missionary, which we have not touched. Refinery, stone mine, follower will generate. Lumberyard. Oh, there's a lot of good stuff here. But we also have not done... There's a few things we haven't taken care of yet. Including propaganda speakers. These things are just really funny to me. Shrine Flame Bundle. Harvest more devotion. Ooh, that might be helpful. I never knew I had night terrors until I was 28. When I brought up something with my parents, they said, oh, it looks like you're having night terrors again? Or like, again? Hold up. Actually, no, my night terrors got turned into a sermon illustration. Oh, we've got a bunch of divine inspiration. Because, my dad tried to tell his, basically in his sermon, he was telling his audience that I was being demonically harassed at night. I'm surprised you haven't touched missionary yet. Missionary's okay. Meaning to get a heating pad might actually help. Yeah, no, I'm on one right now. So basically what I found is that if I do a shower in the evening and then brush my teeth at the same time, I would cover cover multiple steps of care. No, it's actual night terrors. Oh yeah, you feel it. If you've actually experienced the symptom of night terrors, when you wake up in the morning, you feel your whole body. You feel it throughout every cell of your body. You feel it down to your bone marrow. It hurts, because like if you're having night terrors, your body's tensing and clenching, and so if you're awake, you can mitigate your own anxiety, you can breathe through it, but at night, your body's just doing the anxiety thing, and you wake up and you're like, did I get run over by a Zamboni? What happened to me? Whoa, that is a lot of food. Wow, they were busy. I probably should have checked that sooner. Okay. Excellent. Okay, we're gonna re-educate. You feel sore. Yeah, like somebody actually took a bat to you and just beat you. Yes, mental illness equals demonic possession. Checks out. Changing name dating pad. You see it sleep paralysis? Yeah, sleep paralysis is not a fun one. I would get lockjaw is what I would get. Because the way... Whenever I get stressed, I get it in my jaw. It's gut and jaw, but I mean gut, all hot girls have stomach problems. What are you talking about? But yeah, for me, it's definitely like right in the jaw. That's not the default waking up. Apparently not. Apparently not. Figured that out the hard way. Oh, there was a spider there. Handy for me. Come here. Let me catch. We could also get some spider meat and golden poop. Yeah, isn't it interesting the way that the brain can do stuff like that? Issue with it would be grinding my teeth, making my teeth crack. No, straight up, because I was talking about this a few weeks ago. My last dentist appointment, they fixed... I almost cried in the dentist office because they actually fixed my uneven tooth. Because all of the stress happens in my jaw, and I now have a jaw disorder. I ended up pushing, like literally physically pushing up the one tooth. Due to like stress, and I'm pretty sure that was happening because I don't push on my teeth during the day, but I'm pretty sure at night when you're experiencing like the night terrors and stuff, I'm pretty sure that's when I was doing it. Great leader, there's rumors going around that we don't have enough food. Please prove us wrong by making some meals. 10 meals, easy peasy. We can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just for that, you get shit meals. There you go. So I know we had some upgrades. Oh, there's the missionary. The missionary thing. That could... Put this by the temple. Seems to be on theme. Yeah, gruel. Have to use a night guard. I actually need to invest in a night guard myself. As well. Manifested. What? They added missionary to the game. Well, apparently after we have to take out this bishop so that the characters can do the nasty with each other. Oh, we have gold flooring. You are the leader after all. Does this cost anything? Oh, we just get the flooring. Also, we should build trophies to remind the followers that I am good at my job. Oh, this is pretty. I like this little tree here. Wow. Wow. I'll put the tree here. Yeah. Your dog ate your night guard? Oh, oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, that's pretty. A cat trophy. There we go. You knew you could do it. That's right. And bestest cult leader. ADHD meds can lead to grinding, clenching teeth. Combining that with stress. Oh, that's such a lovely combination you got going on over there. Morgue and also this. Yeah, upgrade that. And outhouse 2. We had to spend, we're spending our money. There we go. All the good things are now taken care of. It seems like we have got our cult to a good place. And I'm getting hungry, and I'm pretty sure the himbo's probably hungry as well, so I think this is a good spot for us. I almost hit the end stream button. Like, no, that's not it. Make sure I save. There we go. Huzzah. Fancy tree next to graveyard so we can master Oogway our way out. Okay, that scene in Kung Fu Panda, or he's just like, bye, is such a mood. The way that turtle does not give a fuck it's beautiful. It's so good. It is so good. And that is the level. That is the level I aspire to, where this turtle is just like, you know what? I've done my time. This is a you problem now. We're going to move on to the next. Oh, Jay is streaming. We haven't rated Jay in a hot second. And Jay, this is formerly Haley. So I believe Jay. I was trying to see if they. Yeah. So Jay goes by they them pronouns, and Jay is the one who designed like the Rosy Quartz logo for me. Crush, not Uguay. I love Crush too. Explains why there's no grave for my follower. No, there is not. Yes, and thank you guys so very much for hanging out with me this evening. You are so very appreciated. I can't even begin to tell you because of you guys, I get to do fun things like this to my face parts, and make fun content for people's brains to go brrr. So thank you guys so much. We had an excellent hype train today. We talked a lot about mental health as well, which is one of my favorite topics to discuss. So thank you guys for always being such like a really awesome, receptive, and like respectful audience with each other, with me. That is so very appreciated. I love that I have such an overall affirming chat, and that this community has not been built on rage farming. This community hasn't been something that was built on like going to the extremes and taking things too far or being controversial. I love that this community is the way that it is. Thank you for being the way that you be. Thank you for sharing your time with us. Thank you. You're most welcome. Also, how cool are these? This is from an Etsy shop called the Shimmering, I think it's pronounced Chimera. It's not Chimera, I'm pretty sure it's Chimera. So also, thank you guys so very much, because as I do all of these looks and make fun content, I get to support other small businesses at the same time. So I think that's really awesome that you actually, this suit as well, that's really cool. So you guys, your support of me goes on to support other small businesses, and just doing all of that great stuff. Oh, and yes, Jay has been getting some lovely new ears. Love the look. Hey, hello zombie, how's it going? Yeah, I made some fun content. I'm going to be doing some collab content with Defiant Cupcake. Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit. These are so cool. They're so cool. I've wanted horns like this for so long. I really have. But they will probably, this is for like a one-off OC. Yeah, Cupcake. I love Defiant Cupcake. So I will probably, like, for those who may have missed it at the start of stream, this is I don't have the wings on with them, but they do have their own set of wings, and that's what the back of this looks like. She is such a sweetheart. Yeah, you'll be seeing more of this on TikTok, and then I'll probably like use the bodysuit and the horns for other looks. Yeah, that was the piggies. They're very thirsty, I think. So as soon as I hop off stream, we're gonna refill their water bottle. The back goes hard. The back, oh, so good. Yeah, no, the piggies are probably thirsty because the boys just go through so much water. And it might be because, like, my theory is that because the boys aren't neutered, they're very hormonal. Haven't been on TikTok in forever. I know, TikTok's been going through it. I don't think you're missing that much right now, to be honest. Do you just induce thirst in every... Yeah, that's my job. It's my job to make everyone thirsty and then remind you to hydrate. Yeah, so remember, you guys, your worth is not your productivity. Okay? And if you start insisting otherwise, I will bonk you. This isn't a promise, this is a threat. In Minecraft, you will get bonks if you're not nice to yourself. Yes, please do hydrate. Please take care of yourself. I will find you if you don't. Look at me. Look at me, little fuck, okay? I'll bonk you. Oh, and you get a boop, because you redeemed one. That doesn't count as hydrating. That's not a hydrate. What? No. That is not one. And thank you for hanging out in chat over on YouTube, lame person. That is so very appreciated. Seeing that viewership build up over there as well. That is, yeah, coffee time? No. 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 Absolutely not. All right, you dehydrated motherfucker. Drink your fucking water. Or I will hunt you down, and not in a fun way. This is a threat of care in Minecraft. No, it is not. It may contain water. Probably not. It seems like we're watching Fleabag next, actually. I think Jordan wants to take a break. Wants to take a break from Star Trek for a little bit. I am very scary. I'm terrifying. You should be afraid of me. I'm coming for you. I'll hunt you down and bonk you. But that's Mountain Dew is not water. That doesn't count. Threat level, yes, mommy. All right, so I know, phrasing. Drink your fucking water. Do good things for yourself that make your brain go. Brrr. Be kind to yourself, or I will bonk you. And I think that's the. Have I missed?
Sorry, mommy. Sorry, mommy. Sorry, mommy. Sorry.
Have I missed anything? I don't think so. All right. And if that's the case, I'll drop you off with Jay, who is also a very talented content creator / cosplayer. Also, I remember last time in chat, people were talking about wanting to like start content creation. I think Jay actually provides that as a service of like reviewing content, helping you out with content, of like what's maybe like suggestions for your platform. Instructions unclear. Watered my fucks. Didn't like it. Oh my god. Right? Your worth is not your productivity and all that coarse jazz. And all that jazz. I'm gonna rouge my knees and run my stockings down. And all that jazz. Start the car. I know a whoopee spot where the gin is cold but the piano's hot. It's just a noisy hall where there's a nightly brawl and all that jazz. And all that jazz. Okay, on that note, we are going to go for a raid. Thank you everybody for hanging out. And mwah, lots of love to you. I'll see you Wednesday. Wednesday should be my next scheduled stream, starting at around 3:30, usually between 3 to 3:30 p.m. MST. I was late today because this took forever. And you're welcome. Singing with the fake cosplay is something. Oh, you're just lucky. You're lucky that because I could have pulled the Chicago song that was like, when you're good to mama, mama's good to you. All right. On that note, we're going. All right. Wait, first of all, raid message and emote only. There we go. Now we're set to raid. Brain went burr. Brain went burr. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Let's go drop a raid on Jay.
Oh, shit! Rosie, hi! Why isn't my stuff working? Wow! Thank you for the raid. Hold on, wait. Let me play it again. Hold on. Everything's broken. Hold on. Jade, thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. Hi. I forgot that I keep forgetting that I have my stuff muted. For when I, like, am doing other things. Hold on. Will it happen again? There we go. Kirby! Also,